Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MMA game. It is your boy, Cameron Roger, Captain Silverback, coming to you live from the MMA game studios. And guess what? Today, it's a special episode. We have a special guest. Now, he is a two-time NCAA Division III finalist, city boxing coach, and a 10th planet freak from San Diego. He is my coach, my dude, my guy, Jairod James, my dude. Welcome to the show.
I want to say that was a fucking amazing.
Oh man, thank you.
That was an amazing intro.
Are you happy with it?
Yeah.
You know, I'm very happy with it. I was nervous. In case you guys don't know, I mean, yes, this is my coach. I didn't want to butcher anything.
No.
Like somebody across the way over there. But anyways, I'm so happy you're here, my guy. I'm so happy you're here on the show. We've been talking about it for a little bit, and we finally made it happen. So,
yes, we have.
Yeah, I mean, let's get after it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, I guess for me, where are you from?
Okay.
Yeah, let's start from there. Where are you from?
Where am I from? I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
I started, but yeah, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and how I got to San Diego was after I left the military. I moved out to San Diego to be with my lady and live out here.
Nice. And now in Cleveland, how did you get? I guess because wrestling was the first thing, right? So how did you get involved? I guess with wrestling, because for me, instance, right, my avenue was soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So, how did you get into wrestling?
Well, wrestling was fun because when I got into wrestling, when I was younger, I would watch WWE, like SmackDown and Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Who's your guy? Who was your guy back in the day?
I loved Triple H.
It's all about the game.
Yeah. But he was even older than me. So, honestly, I used to watch it all the time, and it was one of those things that I never wanted to admit to a lot of my friends that I was doing after the 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah.
Because it's fake. No, it's real.
Yeah, because it's real. It's fake, and everyone was like,
"It's real."
Yeah, and everyone would fuck with you if you thought that shit was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool.
Right. So I would watch it, and I was really into it. I never went to any of the big
went to the events,
the giant events.
Yeah.
But they were cool. Royal Rumble was cool. I like guys like The Undertaker.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels was cool.
Yes.
But these were older guys, but they were still relevant when I was watching them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So long and short, one day I'm in school, and now at this point I'm in 7th grade, and I had tried football.
Okay.
With the rec league.
Flag football or actually tackle football?
Oh no, actually, let's go back to that. I played flag football.
Okay.
I played flag football in 3rd grade. So then fast forward, I get to 3rd grade all the way up to about 5th or 6th grade, whatever. Okay. So 7th grade, I'm like, okay, I'll play football.
Right.
And I found out that over that little not summer, from 6th to 7th grade, kids that hit growth spurts.
Yes, I was about to say. Yeah. That's when people grow. Yeah. Big time. Yeah.
People start growing, right? And it was just, I didn't yet. So everyone was a lot bigger than me at that time. And I realized real quickly that football wasn't going to be my sport.
Okay.
Yeah, I got destroyed all the time.
Were you fast at least?
No, I was slow.
Oh, no.
I was skinny. I was small. I got run over
Football's not your sport. Bro.
No, Sorry. I got run over by the quarterback. So yeah, in 7th grade I went out.
Kicker.
Right?
At least it wasn't the kicker.
So in 7th grade I went out for the team, and I didn't really have a success with it. I mean, I maybe got in 2 years. I played football 7th grade and 8th grade.
Okay.
In 2 years, I maybe got in 3 plays. 3 plays.
That's not a lot.
I was
terrible. Hey, I'll be honest. That's more than me.
I wasn't allowed to play football.
It was my mom did not want me to play football.
No.
I had an older cousin that got injured. He went to Florida State, got injured, fucked up his knee. You remember the ACL surgeries, just the whole knee?
Yeah.
So you have to do
It was
that.
the old school. It was a flap and open.
I came home with the packet to get signed.
Mm.
My mom looked at it, saw football, threw it in the trash.
No.
No chance.
That makes sense of why your mom during the jiu-jitsu tournament could not watch this.
Couldn't watch.
She couldn't even watch it. She was there, but she couldn't watch.
Couldn't watch, bro.
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
she's supporting, but she's
That's what my mom feels the same way about all these jiu-jitsu matches. She gets super nervous.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to this wrestling.
Yeah.
Cool. So in 7th grade, right?
Mhm.
I'm like trash at football, and I'm like, man, I need something to do though. So I hear on TV on the 1MC, well, the announcements on the school, they say, hey, after school wrestling practice.
Okay.
So I'm like, after school wrestling practice.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, my young was 7.
You're thinking WWE wrestling practice.
Yeah.
My
My 7th.
Little did you know.
Yeah. So my 7th grade mind is like WWE. We're jumping up the top ropes. Like we're in this.
Yeah.
So I'm already thinking about like my mask.
I was about to say,
costume, like what I'm about to do, right? And I walk
sketch
in,
it out and shit.
and there's this giant fucking circle. I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And like, this is not
wrestling.
There's no ropes and stuff like that.
Right.
And I was like, I guess I was just that gullible to believe that this is what they were doing in school.
It's our public education system.
But I was on it. I thought this is what this was.
Yeah.
So I get there, and first day of practice, I'm like, all right, let me figure out how this works. So we're doing the warm up. We did like bear crawls. We would do like forward rolls, backward rolls, kind of like in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we had done forward rolls, and then we come back and start doing bear crawls. So I'm next, and this guy, he's an 8th grader. He goes ahead of me. He goes, and then boom, 3 steps, hyperextends his elbow on a bear crawl.
We just started. Yeah.
This is my first day. And I'm like, well, shit, he's bigger than me. What do you think's going to happen to me? And my coach was like, no, don't be scared. I'm like, dude, you're out of your fucking mind, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no way for a second I'm about to go after this guy.
You didn't do the bear crawl?
So I didn't do the bear crawl. I didn't do the bear crawl. So, boy, I came back around, and I did like a slower, like crab walk going backwards.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was cool.
Didn't hurt yourself?
I didn't. No.
That's good.
I didn't have any wrestling clothes. I had the shirt off my back. So we went to school. We had like uniform.
Yeah.
Uniform school.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I took off my shirt, and then I had on a t-shirt and my school pants and my socks, and that was my first day's wrestling practice.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Second day they gave you shorts and an actual t-shirt?
No, you make the team,
right.
And then
like here's some gear.
Yeah.
Did you stay in Cleveland your entire childhood? Maybe I should ask, or did you move around a little bit? Or are you completely just in Cleveland, Ohio, from first grade up till senior year?
As in, like in Ohio still?
Yeah.
I was within like, so I started in like, damn, I used to live in Shaker Heights. If you guys know Kid Cudi, that's where he's from.
Yeah. Kid Cudi, yes. Yeah. That's where he's from. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started in Shaker Heights, and then I moved to Cleveland one time with my grandma for a little bit before we moved to a new place in Bedford, and that's where we lived in Bedford from about 3rd grade onward. Okay. Yeah. So I only moved like maybe once or twice.
Nice. Okay. Have the same friends growing up and everything too?
No.
Or was it your wrestling friends now?
Yeah, mainly all my friends are my wrestling friends. Okay. I've met so many people through this whole experience that it's really hard to keep in touch with a lot of them. But like, there's some that are just like my boys for life, and I still hit them up to this day.
That's
cool.
Amazing.
Yeah,
love that.
Cool.
Love that. Now, getting back to the wrestling side, I know you had a sibling, right? That did wrestling as well.
Mm-hmm.
How were the wrestling battles at home?
Okay. Yeah, wrestling battles at home with my brother. His name's Jordan.
Okay.
So he's
What's up, Jordan?
Yeah. Shout out to Jordan.
Younger or older?
He's my younger brother.
Okay.
He's 3 years younger.
Okay, so you get to beat up on him a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a guy. He was a little bit smaller too. We actually had the luxury to wrestle with each other on my senior year of high school, his freshman year of high school, and then when we got to college, his freshman year, his freshman year and his sophomore year, and then I guess my last year of college, and that was super fun for me.
You guys went to the same college?
That's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
What school was that?
Mount Union, University of Mount Union in Ohio.
Okay. Oh, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Mount Union. It's a cool school. It's like a small Division III school.
Okay.
Did you get recruited, or did you try out for the team?
I transferred from a different school.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on the team with Kent State, and I transferred from there to Mount Union.
Interesting. My dad went to Kent State.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's alumni at Kent State.
Hey,
Baseball. Yeah, he holds records and everything for baseball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Small world.
Small world. That's
That's where
State
Shaquille
Flashes.
O'Neal went too, right? Isn't
He
it?
went to the Kent State Flashes is a cool school, man.
Yeah.
We got a lot of famous
Yeah.
people coming out of there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's super sick.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, let's talk about your collegiate career now, right? So, obviously, 2-time Division III finalist.
Yeah.
Man, walk us through that.
Right.
Like
dude.
that's amazing. Like to hear that, because again, not many people, I guess, in this world will ever accomplish that.
Yeah.
And
Or even have the chance to experience,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Even get
Yeah.
to that
Yeah.
level, right?
And
Having
that's
that level,
amazing.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I wanted to say, like, having that experience at, like, I mean, I wasn't like a world champion or anything like
Yeah.
that, but still, like, even today, I'm like, oh, I could have been a world champion in high school. but we said, like, even still, a lot of people won't even experience that. And the cool part about that is, like, having that, like, experience is like, what the fuck? I mean, at such a young age.
Right.
Mhm.
But wrestling for me was really important because it started for me when, like I said, in 7th grade. But as I started to progress in the sport, it became something that really gave me identity and became like my lifestyle and like really like who I am.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
where
That's how you identify that.
Yeah,
Right.
it did. I think that kind of went off like weird on a different tangent than what you were originally asked.
No, you're
but-
good. You're good.
Yeah, but I want to keep on to this because wrestling for me, like I said, it started out just something that I did for fun, but then I really got into it, and when I used wrestling as like a source of happiness, like I would judge myself when I was younger, which
Mhm.
like every kid did, especially growing up through high school.
Mhm.
But I would like use wrestling as like a self-validation thing.
Mm.
So I would go out and try to like beat shit out of people and then not like physically beat them up, but
Yeah.
I would try to go for like tech falls, like pin people. Yeah. So that's fun.
Yeah.
So my brother, he come like round behind me, motivated and like watching me, like everything that I did in the sport. And he also picked up on everything that I didn't do.
Okay.
Mm.
Right.
So you learned from your mistakes a little bit.
My brother's
Right.
extremely watchful.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he start wrestling because you were wrestling? Or
Yeah,
did
he
he do
did.
the
He
same?
started wrestling because I did it. So I
Okay.
started in 7th grade. He started in 6th grade. Like I said, I'm 3 years older than him.
Okay.
But he started out, and I would try to teach him stuff that I learned from my coach in high school, and,
Right.
and try to like, well, you're in middle school, and if you get good at this stuff in middle school, you'll be destroying everyone.
Right. And he'll be a step ahead of everyone when he gets to high school by the time. Yeah.
So we would drill, we would train all the time. We watch these guys on YouTube. They see like everything you watch. These guys have brothers, right? And we wanted to be those two brothers, who were like training all the time and fucking doing shit like that. So, dude, he's strong as fuck. First, I would say
Your brother?
Yeah, he's really strong.
What weight class is he?
He was so this is crazy. He's one of the strongest little dudes. So he's like 106 in high school.
Okay.
And now in college, he finished at like 141 pounds.
Mm.
But if I showed you a photo of him.
And that was cutting to 141 though, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably
yeah,
155?
Yeah.
Roughly.
So
Okay.
if I showed you, he looked like he's like 160.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, cool stuff. He's strong. But long and short, training with my brother, going from, I would say, when we really started to start training together, when I got to 9th grade, because that's when I got serious with wrestling. I was still ass, right? But I got serious.
He admits it.
Yeah, I was
still, but that's why you worked at it.
Yeah,
I was
still
trained,
ass,
right?
but I was really good at it. Man,
did you have any influential coaches like in your middle school days in order to keep you motivated and moving towards high school, or was it high school that maybe you got a coach that you really kind of helped you out or gave you little tips or this or that? Or was it mainly just you and your brother?
Actually no, because you don't get anywhere by yourself.
No.
So yeah, my coaches definitely are the reasons why I'm at where I'm at right now.
Right.
But it's also not only my coaches. I would say it's like and this might sound fucking crazy, but but it's like 70% me and like 30% my coaches, because you did the saying of like, I can lead you to the water.
Mhm.
You still got
You just got to drink it.
You still got to drink.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Right. You still got to take the time to go train.
Yeah, you got to
but
be
they're gonna
coachable
teach you.
too.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to teach you.
You got to want to do the stuff. You got to
Right.
want to actually apply yourself and try.
You actually want to learn.
Then that's you.
Yeah.
So it was one thing, like, not understanding. Like I said, when I got serious about wrestling. I was still ass, but I knew I wanted to be good.
Yeah.
Right? And I would like, dude, I would think I was giving it my all, right? And I would go out there and just get throttled by somebody. Like this guy, I remember my freshman year. Oh my God. In my freshman year of high school, we had this tournament called the Joe Cersei tournament. It was the tournament that we had at our high school.
Okay.
So the Bedford tournament, we called it. Long and short, these kids from Parma and a couple other neighborhood schools that from like further places too. It was a pretty damn good tournament too, especially for me at my level when I was in 9th grade. And I remember seeing this guy from Parma, just like, he was a senior, and he was like, the Parma team was like kind of low key running the tournament.
Yeah.
Winning. So home tournament, my sister is there, my family is all there. I'm like, I'm not losing. Right? So, then I got to tell you guys about how I got started, like how I got the starting position. But this Joe Cersei tournament, I'm in there and I'm standing across from this guy. I'm like, fucking, my heart beating 1,000 miles an hour, right?
Right.
Just these big moments, man. So I ended up we shot at the same time, and I guess we headbutt. And his headbutt was a lot stronger than my headbutt, so I ended up like,
you dropped and got knocked out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't like get knocked out, but I like bitched.
You definitely fell down.
Yeah, I bitched out like 100%. Like
that hurt. That hurt. I'm gonna stay down. That hurt.
Yeah, it was one of those. Because I was in that match, just kind of like looking for any reason to like bitch out.
He
gave me just one little headbutt. I'm like, oh my
That's
God.
it.
Like,
Coach,
I lost. I'm like,
yeah.
Coach, I just can't continue. And then the whole rest of the match, I wrestled soft. And I didn't compete to the level that I could have competed at.
Right.
I should have competed at. And so those losses like that, the video was like, man, you were just acting like a little bitch, bro. So I just didn't want to lose anymore. Yeah, I didn't want to lose anymore. So my freshman year and my sophomore year, I didn't amount to anything really in wrestling. It wasn't until like my junior year and my senior year that I really started to like progress and go further, faster.
Actually have a wrestling game, right?
Yeah, have a wrestling
technique
game.
And like you're going for this or that.
Exactly, because what I will say is that when I first started with wrestling, I wanted to know every single move.
Okay.
I was looking up everything. Kind of like how like a lot of jiu-jitsu places, like you learn a new move every day, a new move. And then it's like, okay, cool. Where does this shit all start to connect?
Right.
And the problem was that you would have to have went to so many enough classes and having the memory to log all that stuff and find out where these things connect.
Yeah. So how they tie in.
Yeah. So with wrestling, it's not that many moves.
No.
You just kind of do the same moves over and over again.
Okay.
So fuck, where was I going? I was on a good tangent with that too. Anyways, guess we have to cut that out. I fucking lost my.
No, you're good. You're good. Because actually, for me, like, and I don't know about you, Karis, for wrestling, right? I'll compare it to soccer. Soccer, there's a roster of 18 that usually get, and then 11 only play. So you have subs. How does it work? Like, is there the starter? Like, is there starting guys?
Right.
Are there guys that if
first,
you can't
second,
make
third
weight,
fight
somebody
guys,
then,
right?
Yeah. Like, how does it come up? And then where did you? I guess would you say your freshman sophomore year? Would you be on JV?
Right.
And then you worked your way into varsity kind of thing? Like, walk us through that.
9th grade, there's a senior at my weight class.
Okay.
And no, he's a junior. And I'm like, well, I had a pretty successful career when I was in middle school. I was like 24-6 in middle school. So I thought I was just shit. Like,
yeah.
That was really good.
Out that chest.
That's middle school.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Middle school boys. Right? But I never went to state or anything like that. I just had a good record. Right? So that's all relative too. So anyway, going into high school, there's a senior in my weight class and like maybe two other guys who could cut down to my weight class or whatever.
Okay.
So we have this thing called wrestle offs, and wrestle off is where like
heard of that.
you go against like, so if it's three of us,
Yeah.
like if he's the senior, we'll go against each other, and then the winner of us two will go against him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah. So they do it like that.
Yeah.
And my first match, so it was, well, actually, no, we'll go back. So coach says, oh, wrestle offs are on Friday. He'll announce like a couple days ahead. So that
And
day,
they'll announce your match too.
yeah. So
Okay.
that whole day is like
Okay.
an organized inter squad battle.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Like inter squad battle.
Okay.
I've said that about the gym. I just want that in general.
They're
Keep going.
cool,
Keep
man.
going. Yeah, that'd be cool.
So it's
Why not?
the inter squad battle, and the winner of the tournament, the mini tournament that we have, that person going to represent the team.
Yeah.
on the
At that weight division,
yeah,
right?
on that weight division on the varsity squad.
During that competition or whatever it
Yeah,
is,
that
next school.
competition, or until you get challenged again for the spot.
Right.
We were having weekly wrestle sometimes.
Shit.
Why not?
Yeah.
Guys want to wrestle. Like,
Yeah.
Why not? I didn't wrestle last week. I want to wrestle this week.
Yeah.
I'm challenging you to a wrestle.
Yeah.
I want the spot.
And
That's
teams
so
right?
competitive. I
in
love it.
schools where you have like 1,000 motherfuckers on the team,
Right.
like that wrestler spot. I mean, that wrestle off is like important. That
Mhm.
inter squad, that
Mhm.
varsity lineup's
That means
important.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
means
You're
something.
saying your dominance.
Yeah.
Top dog.
Wait,
Those-
for these wrestle offs, they're not having to cut weight or anything. They're just doing it their regular weight. So
no,
for
you
example,
got to
if-
do at weight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to weigh
So
in
you
at
gotta
weight.
cut.
Wow.
Yeah,
Boom.
you got to weigh in at weight.
Wow.
That's how we did it.
That's
Would-
che-
would
I don't want to
that-
say that's cheating, but that doesn't that mess you up for the
Yeah, 'cause
for the fight 2 days later?
well,
Or
we're
that-
not doing it. Well, we're doing like, so wrestling offs are usually like preseason, and then you have like another one like in the middle,
Okay.
Okay.
and they made like another one.
Okay, so it's
Okay.
not like you're cutting weight every week
No.
and having a wrestle off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
In high school, it was like that, but in college, it's a little bit different too.
Right.
So we have the wrestle offs. It's like a bracket of four of us, three or four of us in that one, and it was against a guy that I knew had beaten me before. He was pretty good. I don't really remember that far back, but he had like
Yeah.
a single leg or something that I couldn't really defend in my
But you
ninth
said you
grade.
sucked at that time, right?
I
So it
did.
didn't
I was
matter.
ass at
that
So it
time.
didn't-
I was so
matter.
ass.
So it didn't matter.
Like if you looked at my leg, it was like, oh, take down. Like
Yeah.
I was just so ass. And I remember just getting to the point where I just didn't want to lose anymore. I just kept losing. So I ended up losing my first wrestle off. To speed up the story, I ended up losing my first wrestle off. And I was really upset about that. Like I went home and I just like study. Like I said, trying to pick up 1,000 moves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was my problem my first 2 years of wrestling, because everyone tries to learn 1,000
Try to
moves
do too
and
much.
never know when to connect everything together.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you just focus on a few moves that work already, it's impossible to kind of mess up.
Who are you afraid of? The guy that does 1,000 different moves one time, or the guy that does one move 10,000 times?
Yeah.
I'm afraid to do that
There's one move 10,000
times
yes.
for sure,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because he knows all the defenses to that move.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people need to. That people should have understand with jiu-jitsu. Like everyone learns so many moves, but like you have to be able to have like a system and put all that shit together.
Yeah.
Got to hone it down a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy because that just connects with me on so many different levels. Because like I'll just compare it to my coaching with soccer. I think when I was younger, I'm looking at every single drill that I'm seeing all the top dogs do, and I'm bringing it to my practices and getting upset when the kids can't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But now
You're
as
like,
I've
wait a
gotten
second.
older, there's maybe like 6, maybe 10 drills that I do consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
And
change it.
And
So it's
I
not-
changed
it's
maybe
not-
the rules
yeah.
or maybe different players, but I've been able to get so good at the minute details within that, where I know exactly what I'm going to get out of it, and I know the players are going to improve with the development over a duration.
Because they're
of
going to
time.
learn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which is huge.
At
Okay.
City, I started doing that.
Yeah.
So like in the week, so one thing that I noticed is that not a lot of people practice like defense,
Mhm.
like getting off your back.
Mhm.
Like, so what I did is I kind of made it to where like the first couple 5 to 10 minutes, so rather than doing like the whole like forward rolls, backwards roll, hip escape warm up,
Right.
it's just like, okay, pushing strips from side control, pushing strips from the mount, like getting the knee elbow escapes from mount, knee elbow escape from side control, regathering your guard from north south, shit like that. So it's like a few drills to get them warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we'll get into his coaching a little bit later. 'Cause for me, it's
jiu-jitsu and his coaching.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
It's
all
been,
of
it's
it.
been
It's all
hu-
tied
it's
in.
been huge for my game. Huge for my game. All right, so getting back to actually, let's talk about the wrestle offs in college. So how was that? How competitive was that?
Well, wrestle offs in college. Oh man. In college, you are recruited from your high school to a university that you selected, and from there you go through preseason, and you guys have your first few workouts once we can actually
Captain's
start.
workouts.
Yeah,
Yep.
captain's workouts and stuff like that, and then you get released, and you guys can all train together, what have you. Most schools are already practicing anyways.
No,
Right.
It's already happening.
Yeah,
They've already been training all summer.
Yeah, right?
Some of them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have wrestle offs, and they're about like, I would say a month or two out of that day. And shit, it's like we've been rolling, so you already know like who's kind of who and who's kind of the top dog.
Right.
You've already got a
Yeah.
pecking order a little bit. It's already established.
And usually it's the guy who's a senior, who's been there for a while. He's been wrestling at the college level for a while.
Right.
And the guys who are freshmen and coming straight out of high school, that they have to get that learning curve of the college style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that takes a while. So actually, out of that, you always got to cut down to your weight class, and they have this whole big production. The team has an event where we have people, our families, our friends, and like
So
the
it's a
whole
small
school.
little tournament, pretty much.
Yeah, like a
Pretty
whole
much within
tournament.
itself.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's like a little fundraiser too.
Right.
But long and short, it's a real referee, everything, and you have a wrestle off there. When I was in college, my first wrestle off was at 165. I forget the guy's name, but I was like, I want to beat this motherfucker out. I was ready. Like, I'm ready to win.
Was he a freshman himself? Or was
he was a senior.
Okay.
He was a senior.
Okay.
And then the guy before that was I was a redshirt freshman this time.
Okay.
I didn't get a wrestle off my first year.
Okay.
So
I suggest everybody redshirt your freshman year. I do.
Oh, yeah.
You learn so much by not playing your freshman year, and then you get the experience, but then you still get another 4 years after that. Okay, keep going.
That is true.
Or at least redshirt 1 year, so you get 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 5 years to college. I'm telling you, that makes a difference. You get that year of like, because some kids are like small coming out of high school.
Yes.
So like they get that year of like in the weight room and shit.
Yeah.
Like
and then they
it
get the
really
experience
helps out.
of the pace of college versus high school and
Right.
club or whatever. My bad. Keep
And
going.
don't get lost in the partying.
I'll get to that. So the wrestle off goes. I won my first match, and then the next match is against the senior. At this point, I already knew I could kind of be the first guy, but the guy going against the senior, I was nervous because if I chose so in wrestling it's neutral and then top, and then there's bottom.
Mhm.
So if you go on bottom, you gotta go to the referee's position. If you go on top, you gotta hold the motherfucker down, and then neutral is on the feet. Right? Every match starts with neutral, and then the referee goes out and flips a coin, whatever color you are, red or green, gets to choose,
Okay.
and then you get the choice. So you get to do top, bottom, neutral, or defer. So usually, guys will choose bottom to escape off the bottom, get the extra point.
It gets points because they escape.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
So this guy, I knew he was pretty good at holding him down. He's from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So he's good at it's called riding. Riding time, you get to hold him down for about a minute, and you get an extra point. So I wasn't too confident that I could escape from him on bottom.
Because he's good at riding.
Because he's good at riding.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then when
Keep that in.
No Diddy.
and then when it come time to, we ended up losing the match 7-4.
You did.
Yeah, I ended up losing the match 7-4.
Okay.
Because we got into a couple of good exchanges. I took him down.
He got off the bottom.
Yeah, he got off the bottom, and I was like, damn, I lost this match because I was afraid. But I didn't really figure that out. Like, it really didn't really cement in my mind. I went through like this whole long period when I was like, man, I'm just not at that level yet. Like, these guys are so good.
Yeah.
So that sucked. He's like, because you go to but I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world because you still get to travel with the team. Like, I was like the next guy
Right.
I was like, I was on
Right.
the,
So
I
if
was,
somebody got hurt, you're put in
you're
a
there.
spot.
the B team.
Right.
I went to all the
okay.
JV matches and stuff.
It's okay.
We had like JV tournaments, and we went. They're not like JV. They're not called JV, but if you're not
But it's
starting,
the B team. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the B team roster.
Yeah.
So we would do stuff like that.
Cam and I were on the B team.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
San Diego
Yeah.
Sockers.
For the Sockers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
You know.
It's a good ass team too.
yeah.
It was a good ass team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was younger, 17, I was on the U17 World Cup team for Trinidad and Tobago. And I was a substitute. I was a reserve. I ended up getting cut. Shit sucks.
It's tough, bro.
It's tough, dude. It's tough. And I mean, as much as you think you're prepared to hearing that bad news,
You're not.
When it hits
You're
you,
not.
it sucks. But I think looking back at it now, I think that's growth, right? Because you need that. You need to experience that. And
sometime in your life.
I never want to experience that shit again. So I'm doing whatever it fucking takes to not let that shit happen.
You know what I mean?
Fucking again.
Yeah.
But no, that's
lose a
crazy.
fight.
That's so man. That's I'm more shocked at how relatable that is to our world, right? The soccer world, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I always viewed it as like, if you're gonna do something, why are you gonna be on the B team? You know?
True.
And I was like,
True.
Fuck that. I'm not. I go to practice every day.
True, but what you just said right there, fuck that about being on the B team. Makes you work harder to be on the A
the
team,
A
which
team,
makes you hone your skills that much more, which
100%.
can make you that much better than the guy that's already on the A team because he's just, I'm already good enough. I don't need to develop, right? Like I'm going to use these 3 things that I know are going to make me successful. I'm going to keep using them. I'm not going to develop those skills. And then all of a sudden you pass them by because you're working harder.
And because they get comfortable.
That's another one.
And stop learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they get comfortable and start learning. They find a few little moves that they know how to do, and they just stop developing from there. That
and then somebody stops those moves, and they don't know what to do after that. It's like, wait,
dude. I would say every combat person watching this, listening to this, who will ever listen to this, develop more than one thing.
right.
Like 100%. If you are a one-trick pony, it's not that hard to figure out the defense to your only move, right? You need like multiple moves. You need to be plentiful. You need to be resourceful when you're in your attacks. So you need at least. And I would say in college, like in high school, you need 2. Like you need a single leg, you need an attack to this leg, you need an attack to this leg. In college, you need like 3 for real, because you got to be able to attack both ankles. You need a single leg, you need a double leg, or high cross.
But you also have to be a wrestle up. You have to be good at that, otherwise you're gonna be taken down the whole time, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying in high school and college,
just need those 3.
You need like 3 solid moves.
Okay.
So as you see it, you start to get higher from high school to college to the world level. Like you can't just be doing just one move. Right. Like guys are getting good.
Right.
Can't be a Ronda Rousey one-trick pony in the UFC. Hey.
I mean, shit, Ronda had a good thing going.
She did. I'm not mad at her for it, but I'm just saying.
She had a good thing going. I don't know who told her she can box, though. Like
she told herself that she could box. Wrestlers say the same thing. Oh, I got hands, and so they stand up on their feet. It's like, no, bro, just use your strength. Go down.
Bro. Until she
take
met Holly
down.
home. Holly fucking
let me kick you in the head.
Yeah, affirmations wasn't gonna fix that one, bro. Like, stick to your knitting, right? But like, branch off of your knitting. So, like, for me in jiu-jitsu, and we'll get back to the wrestling.
Yeah.
But with me in jiu-jitsu, like, I have a natural tendency to not want to be on my back, so I like to do wrestle up.
Because you're a wrestler.
Yeah. So that's going forward. Okay, and then what about if you end up staying on the ground? Okay, well, you got to look at going into leg attacks now. So I'll do this to this leg, and then this to this leg, and maybe I do this on this arm and this on the head. So now you have moves from like everywhere,
every angle,
every position. So you're not in a bad, you're not really in a bad spot, and there's more of a flow.
Yeah.
It's more relaxed. It's because you have options.
You
have more awareness in these positions.
Right.
Yeah, usually what happens to people in jiu-jitsu, especially when they first start out, I tell people that this shit gets real uncomfortable. Because especially if you're a big fucking strong dude who's never like been like put on his ass by someone who's playing like 40 pounds smaller than him.
Somebody like my size puts you guys on your ass. And you're like, wait a second.
Sucks, bro.
How's this guy putting me on his ass?
You just feel like you took your manhood. So
honestly, I felt like I think my first couple weeks, I felt like a little bitch. I felt like because there's dudes smaller than me that just beating me up left and right, and I'm like,
and rolling you over like, wait, I'm on top of you, and you're just switching it like that, like,
and I'm comparing it to soccer, like, bro, soccer field, these motherfuckers ain't touching me.
Nothing.
Come in here, these guys tossing me like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But again, it's all part of it.
Yeah.
That's fucking part of it.
Mm-hmm.
In the learning curve too. Fucking learn so much.
So I wanted to add something to yours because I know Cam and I do the same thing when it comes to soccer. Like you're saying, you can't be just single-minded and only having
Right.
one thing, right? So when we train with soccer, the fact that we've been doing it for so long, like I'm left-footed, but I will use my right foot multiple times right after that just to train the right foot, so that when it comes in a game or whatever, I know how to use my right foot. When it comes to jiu-jitsu, I've been doing the same thing. Like I'll work on the left side, but then I'll try the right side just to try it, right?
Mhm.
And there's been times where like, you know what, this actually feels more comfortable on this side.
On this side.
Even though I'm used to using
Yeah.
this hand or being on this
Yeah.
this hip or whatever it is, all of a sudden I'm like, oh dude, I actually like this side.
Yeah.
So therefore it's actually been working better, the fact that I try both. And then once I get used to the one that's more comfortable, then I do that one 1,000 times,
Yeah.
right? Versus being like only one-minded and trying to stay on one side.
Yeah, some people, you look at them and they can only finish from like one
Yes.
position.
Yeah. And defend that one side.
They
Or
just
that
gotta
one
defend
arm.
that one
I just got to
side.
defend that one hand.
That's
I got to
it.
make you go to your left foot because you don't have a left foot. Not you, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say you know better than that.
But there's the great example, right? Like this guy's so good at his right side, I need to make him go to his left. Or you're so good at wrestling that I need to nullify your wrestling or nullify your right hand.
Mhm.
You got to be able to shut down the game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So going back to that, in college, like I only had like one move, really. Well, I had a couple of moves. I could do like arm drags and like elbow passes, but I hadn't like curated it for the college level yet.
Okay.
So that's why I feel like I wasn't winning to the level that I should have been. And my style of wrestling is really, really boring. Only now that now my style of wrestling is like shining because the jiu-jitsu is mostly on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, cool. It's fucking, you don't got to do much. Just kind of do the basic moves, like basic wrestling moves, get the guy on the ground, then you can start doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But you look like a fucking, you look like you're floating when you're on the Magic Assistant. People compared to people who don't know much wrestling.
No.
So it's actually like nice. You can have to share.
Got a good question. What do you think the best base is for mixed martial arts?
The best base for mixed. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, keep going because that's I've said what I think, but I just want to hear your opinion, knowing that you've done wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this. I have taken like 4 striking classes my entire life.
Okay.
I think that if a fight ever went to the ground, I think that I would want to at least be able to get back to my feet, and because that means I can save my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? As long as I'm on my feet,
right,
I can get
you can
away.
Run.
I can run. You
can run.
Yeah.
On the ground, you ain't running from nobody.
No, you're getting kicked.
And you have the least amount of strength on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you got to be able to get back to your feet, and you only know how to do that through like doing grappling, like jiu-jitsu or like wrestling. You got to learn how to roll.
Mm-hmm.
You got to learn how to do like the technical stand-up shit. Like all that stuff helps into like real life application.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I've said wrestling is the best base for a mixed martial arts person, and partially because training in Poway and knowing the Poway wrestling system, like it's insane. Like these guys are absolutely nuts when it comes to wrestling. Like I can't go that pace. But these guys are absolutely nuts when it comes to it, and I think it's fair, but it's unfair for guys like you that come into the jiu-jitsu world and all of a sudden you're a white belt, but no, you're actually a purple belt or a blue belt. You just need to learn how to submit people a couple different times. That's about it, right? Yeah. They say Bo Nickel's a blue belt.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right.
Well, he's a blue belt in comparison to the wrestle jitsu style.
Yes. Yeah. But
I like the wrestle jitsu.
Yeah, explain that. Like when people say wrestle jitsu, like explain that for somebody that doesn't know. Like what the hell does that mean?
Here's what I think it is. I think wrestle jitsu is a style of jiu-jitsu for people who obviously have a wrestling background or who like to be on top, who prefer top players.
Don't like to be on their back.
Yeah, who don't like to be on the back because I think about things in real senses. Like, I'm not going to pull guard in a real fight. You know what I mean?
100%.
No.
Like, someone breaks in the door, we're not butting towards them.
Like, wait a second.
So I think that when I'm like, okay, in a real, like combat jiu-jitsu, fucking, you get someone down on the ground, boom. That's a real, and even that's still held back.
That's a real scenario,
yeah.
Right.
because you can palm strike, but you
But
imagine
you can't
just
throw
like
an elbow.
elbows, punches, like
Knees.
that just changes the whole game.
Mhm.
So that makes fighting for real almost.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying by any stretch of imagination that I'm a for real fighter or anything like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess let's transition to jiu-jitsu now.
Okay.
Okay.
What made you get into jiu-jitsu?
Well, maybe
When'd you start? Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So I was in the Navy, and one day,
We skipped past the Navy part of this.
my buddy,
Keep going. My bad.
I was in the Navy, and my buddy, and it's contextual. So my buddy and I were watching this movie called John Wick.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
John Wick.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you've heard of it. but
Yeah,
it's John Wick.
I had never heard of it before. I just know it's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool, John Wick. So we're watching John Wick, and he's like, oh, it's like that Jason Statham dude, but he like kicks everybody ass. I'm like, all right, cool.
Right.
So I watch it. I'm like, damn, like, what is that? Because before that, my favorite movies were the Batman trilogy. Like
Okay.
The Dark Knight,
Dark
Knight
Knight.
Rises.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that was my favorite three movies
Heath
right
Ledger.
there. Yeah.
Oh, bro. What a
It was
performance.
so
huh?
good.
I
my
watched it to
God.
this day.
Yeah, yeah,
I just watched
yeah.
clips
Okay.
just of him.
I guess
Sorry,
side
off
note.
tangent.
Yeah.
Those three for me, probably the best like superhero movies.
Of the
Yeah,
Batman,
I think.
yes.
I even like those better than the Avengers that they came out.
No,
Like,
100%. 100%.
there's something to like maybe how dark it is because it's so.
It's a little more real.
Like it's real.
It's a little more real.
Yeah, like
Like it could actually happen.
like bro.
Like,
Yeah.
it could actually
Yeah.
The
happen.
best scene for me, besides when the Joker comes in with the on the like when they're talking on the TV.
Yeah.
But
He comes
the
over.
first, the opening part in Dark Knight Rises
Yeah.
when he takes over the plane with Bane.
Yeah.
And they, oh my god,
That was incredible, right?
bro. And the lines he says in that, like, dude, Tom Hardy
Meaningful. Yeah.
in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how that man didn't get a fucking Oscar. Cause
Yeah.
great. Anyways, my bad.
Paul
Go ahead.
How do you kill him? He's like, how do you kill a dude without, well, shoot a man before throwing him off a plane? I'm like, oh, that's a waste of bullets, bro. Why'd you do that?
That costs money right there. Where are we at? Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah, we're in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. So
Where you
what-
started? Yeah.
your
How
three
old
favorite
were you?
movies: Dark Knight.
Yeah, my three favorite movies, and it was Dark Knight. So we got to watching John Wick,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh shit, like, what is that? Because I always used to look up the fighting styles in all the movies,
Mhm.
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
So, because the problem in the Navy is that they show you how to shoot. Well, that's a very long stretch. Well, they don't. They aim down here, a few rounds down the hole. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You got the certification. You got to stand.
There you
It's
go.
like that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so that's how it is.
Sniper.
Yeah, so you're not. It's not like the Marines where they like for real show you how to shoot.
Right.
Because we're on the boat anyways, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, so I'm watching John Wick. So I'm like, I want to learn how to do some other stuff, outside of learn how to shoot this BB gun.
It's a pellet gun.
One day, after getting some food over in Virginia Beach, we were at. My friend says we're leaving this restaurant, and he says, "Jay, look at that." And we turn to our right, and we see this building with red letters that says Jiu-Jitsu. And I was like, oh shit. He's like, dude, it's a sign. You gotta go.
It's a sign. You're like, you pointed it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a sign. But go
Like,
ahead.
we gotta go. So I'm like, all right, cool.
All
We're
right.
sending it. We were those kind of dudes, like the universe, right?
Mhm.
So we went over there, and I walk in. I'm like, I'm here for jiu-jitsu. Obviously, I just want to watch today. I check out the class. I'm like, wow, this is cool. It's that shit that John Jake was doing. So I was like, I don't know how I can get down with these gis. They had this like,
Oh, it's
white
a gi.
kimono.
Okay.
It was like,
Okay.
gi
Okay.
class.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a difference, by the way. It really does.
It's hot
for
as
some
fuck in
people.
that gi, man.
It is.
Wow, bro, I feel like
It
I lose
is.
10 pounds every time.
Jeez. Just cut weight, just wear a gi.
Yeah, dude, it's hot as fuck in that gi. So we're watching. But the cooler part about it was in the gym. It was kind of like quiet, kind of like a dojo vibe.
Okay.
Okay.
Like quiet. It was like one person. It was a couple black, not a bunch, but like 3 black belts, and it's a bunch of students. And I was like, wow, this is like cool as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Did they all have the same gi on?
And
Was it that?
it was all
that
white.
gym
It was
that-
all white.
Okay.
Right?
It was that
all
gym that
white.
made everyone
bro.
buy the gi versus
Every
just
once
having
in
your
a
own.
while, but most days, sometimes we white gi on this day,
Blue gi on this day,
on
okay.
brown, black gi on
That's
this day.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
and everyone kind of like bought into it and they started doing it. It wasn't a requirement.
No.
Okay.
So on this day, I guess they were all wearing the white gis, and I'm like, damn, that shit looks cool.
It does look clean when you walk in. Everybody
that
doing
shit was
I'm not
clean
gonna
as
lie.
fuck.
I
It's
want to
like-
wear my own, but like still, like when you walk in and have that, that's actually
Yeah,
pretty
it
cool.
was like all white in there, and they had the white walls, the paintings of some shit in Brazil, and every gym's got this like Brazil thing. I mean, no, all due respect, but like every gym got the Jesus thing.
Poway doesn't.
Oh no!
Oh, thank God.
So from there, fuck, itchy my ear. So the gym, the woman, her name at the front desk, I was like, how much for jiu-jitsu classes? She says, oh, it's $150. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, well, let me try out some other gyms first before I decide on one gym. So, okay, I'm sure you'll be back here.
So you guys were in that area, staying there then?
Yeah.
I mean, that you could, okay, it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't a we're staying here and going to a different spot. Okay.
Yeah, where
Okay.
I lived, it was rather close.
Okay.
But at this time, there was just a restaurant I was going to, and we happened to see a building that said jiu-jitsu on the other side.
Breaking shit.
Like good? All right. So as I walk in the gym, so let's say a couple of days later, people are like, oh, hey, introduce yourself. I'm James, right?
Yeah.
And I got my first gi. I still got that gi to this day.
Dude.
Yeah. I love that damn gi. No, don't ever throw away your first gi.
No.
No. So
Mine's a city boxing. So yours.
Really?
So is mine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. I got to tell you guys the gym, Diego Bispo Academy.
Okay.
Diego Bispo Academy, Virginia Beach. It's fucking the best gym ever, dude. I think it's great. It was some other gyms over there called John Jack Machado. Nah, I don't think. Maybe Machado. What the fucking thing is. Anyways, the point about it, I went to Diego's, and Diego's was the best gym in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
So I was like super blessed. I'm like, damn, I can do this jiu-jitsu shit. First couple of days in there, no one knows who I am, and I do a couple of takedowns on people. And I'm like, oh wow, this guy's pretty good at wrestling.
People are like, you're a wrestler, huh?
It didn't take long. It didn't take long
First
for everyone to
takedown,
realize that I was pretty good at wrestling. And man, there was this professor in there. He was showing the wrestling takedown. And I was like, what the fuck?
You're like, that's wrong.
You're
like, no, coach. No, that's wrong. You're like, what are you doing? How long had it been since you'd wrestled?
At this point, let me see.
It had been a couple months? We're talking
2-3 years.
Oh,
wow.
geez. See,
Oh,
that's
wow.
why I asked that question.
Yeah.
That's a while. So you're itching a little bit to like get on the mats or just do something physically with like mixed martial arts somehow, some way.
So
It was a sign.
yeah,
for sure.
Dude, it was
It's a big red
for
sign.
Sure sign. Because like I told you, wrestling was like the
it was
whole
your life.
identity of
Yeah,
my
it was
life.
your life.
Right.
Yeah.
So after that, I didn't have anything else. Like when I was in college, I also tried to fucking throw javelin after college wrestling
Really?
because I just wanted
You
something
wanted to be
else
something.
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
something to
that
grab
shit
onto.
Man, that shit was boring, bro. That shit was boring. It wasn't for me.
No.
But yeah, so once I started doing jiu-jitsu, it was like, whoa, shit, meaning and purpose is all over again.
It is, isn't it?
Then I got my whole self wrapped up into the jiu-jitsu. Oh, I can compete, I can be world champion, and now it's the whole lifestyle. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
At first I didn't think it was gonna, that was actually gonna happen.
I said the same thing.
Yeah,
I had the same exact thoughts. There's no way this can be my lifestyle. A year later, it's your complete lifestyle.
Addicted.
Yeah,
you're just addicted to jiu-jitsu, and
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about jiu-jitsu. I think it's like maybe like the closeness and the community of it or something.
There's a couple things. One thing that I was saying to Cam the other day, like him and I think had the same thoughts, is with soccer, like you have to anticipate. You have to be in front and know what's going on and this and that, right? So our brain is constantly like trying to figure things out and running that no other sport that I at least done, like lifting weights and like doing the small little things, has given me what jiu-jitsu has, where I'm constantly thinking of positioning where my hands are, this, that, or the other, where my leg's going to go. So it's constantly just making my mind work and think and over and over. And that's what gets me involved so much more. And then the community along with it.
Yeah.
Guys like yourself that are coming along and helping and just giving a hand and being like, oh no, dude, try this. Or like, I can be a white belt talking to a black belt and say something that helped them. They're like, oh dude, that's actually great. Thank you. Right. And it's oh dude, I helped a black belt. Like, awesome. Like, right.
Man.
Like, and they don't care that you're a white belt. They just like, all of a sudden you teach, like you remind them of something. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Right. So sorry, keep going.
Dude, that is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Being able to learn from it. Dude, being able to teach a black belt something when you're like brand new.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be like the dude who's like walking in somebody else's shit and telling them what the fuck they're gonna do.
Right? And you have coaches like that think that I can't learn anything from this guy.
Exactly.
But then you have other coaches that do. They're like, no, I can learn anything from everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm like, okay, I like this gym. Everyone here is cool, but like, if this is gonna be the fucking wrestling material, I'm fucking leaving. Because this ain't fucking.
You're leaving your coach and one of the two.
This ain't it.
Like you're if this is what y'all teaching for wrestling, you guys are stealing from people. So I was like, no, we got. In my head, I was like, nah, fuck that, we gotta fix that. So at that time, I had no pull or anything like that. So I would just go with my drill partner that I was rolling with. And I was like, bro, I think maybe you should try just like a little bit like this.
Yeah.
And I was doing like that, and that shit started to look nice and pretty. Yeah. So after a couple of practices, like maybe like one or two, it became really apparent like, okay, this motherfucker knows what he's doing.
This guy actually teaches us something. Yeah, he actually knows what he's talking about.
So the black belt coach, he says, hey, James, why don't you come show us what you were showing your teammate? Nice. And at first, I was like, damn, he calling me out. Oh shit! But I was like, no. He's saying like, no, he actually wants to.
Yeah, he wants you to coach.
Yeah, so I showed this move, and I'm like, oh shit, they fuck with it. It was like really nice,
and they kept doing it.
Yeah, so then that led into on Thursdays me having my first ever class. I had a wrestling class at the gym.
Oh, nice. Wow. What year is this? What year is this?
I would say at Diego's, this was 2021.
Okay, so after COVID. Okay.
Dang, that's incredible. That's sick. That's really dope.
Yeah, I was teaching wrestling. Really cool. So I would watch. Oh, then. So
that gave you a reason to go to the gym. Did you have to pay to go to the gym still, or there?
Yeah. So you still want to get that fee waive?
Yeah. I was like, wait, you're coaching. They should say, all right, you can just train for free.
Yeah, he definitely helped me out on the payment side. It was really nice for him. But then I met this woman named Betty Broadhurst. So, like I said, once my name started to get out and that I was really good at wrestling in the gym, this woman named Betty Broadhurst, this old down south woman from she's from North Carolina, I think exactly. She's gonna hate me for this. Sorry, Betty. But no, me and Betty are like Betty is like for real like family to me. So I just want to make that known. So, she's like, do you know what ADCC is? Ooh, I'm like, no, what is that? She's like, oh my God, you've never seen anything about ADCC? I was like, no. I was like, how long you been to jiu-jitsu? I was like, it's like my third,
class.
I haven't really been here that long, right? Yeah. She's like, oh my God, I want to show you something. I think you could do this. So she shows me this video of Nikki Rod.
That's your first one.
Yeah, dope. Going through Nikki Rod going through and taking second place at ADCC.
Yeah.
So I'm watching it like, I could do that shit. And at this time, I just wanted something just to train. Like, I remember we started this because I saw John Wick.
Right.
I was like, I just want to be a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But then when she showed me that video, I was like, I could do that shit. Look at the fight. Like, that's it, right? And then like, there's a whole lot more to it, right? But at that time, like, I believe, like, shit, I can do that. Like, why can't I?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can take people down. I can get on top of them. I believe I can get on someone's back. I already do it from front headlocks, just spin around and take their back. So, cool, I'll just do that. Yeah. Dude, man,
I already do it from front headlock.
That was my...
flip around.
Yeah.
Because it's that easy.
Yeah, because in wrestling, right? In wrestling, hand fighting.
Yes.
In wrestling, you can fake a guy.
Right.
Snap his head down. Then you got a front headlock, you bring him down to the mat.
Right.
Now it's down on his elbows, the hands and knees. Then you pull him down to his elbows.
Right.
Boom. Now you can easily spin around.
So you try and Darce, or you trying to do Anaconda?
Yeah, so you threaten, for what's been successful for me, I threaten attacks like guillotines, Darces, Anacondas.
Right, and then they move their arm.
Then they start freaking the fuck out, and then you spin around.
Sorry.
Because when you get this lock, I mean, you want to like, I guess here's what happens for me. I'll do like a fake, and I'll snap. I'll bring the guy down to his hands. Right. Now he's on all fours.
Right.
But on his hands, and then you snap him down to his elbows.
Again, yeah.
And then from here,
that's what Ian teaches.
From here, it's like you throw a hand like
right through,
like
get it right to their
kind of grip,
yeah.
And you just want to hold on to this.
Right.
I don't usually try to take people over with it, but you can. But I do it to like hold on, get close to him, like take him over in the sense of finishing the move.
Right.
I would if I It just depends on the situation, right? But I use it to just create more action. So boom, front headlock, boom, you go under with like a darts grip, you lock your hands, and you move them down with your shoulder.
Right.
And now from here, you can kind of take your arm out, and now you're in like a mounted situation or the knee on belly situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's wrestling for jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
If those that didn't miss that, didn't get that, I caught that.
Yeah. 100%. You mentioned darts. I'm already locked in.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, perk my ears.
Yeah, so
Let me listen.
that's kind of how I started to learn jiu-jitsu. Because I was like,
Okay.
well, how can I use my wrestling and then blend it with the jiu-jitsu stuff? I know for damn sure that if I go to the ground, I just don't want to do that. So I just want to get up, to get back to my feet. And that's how I started when I was in Virginia. I just want to get back to my feet. I didn't know anything about passing the guard, so I just stuck to outside passing. And all that was just trying to do knee cuts from like miles and miles away. So safe to say, yeah, safe to say I was not that good at passing the guard when I first started.
Yeah. Doesn't work.
Yeah. So at this time, Betty, she got me all fired up about this whole ADCC thing.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm like, when is ADCC? She's like, it's 2 months away. I'm like, I've only been doing jiu-jitsu.
You're like, I'm a white belt.
Yeah, Betty, I've only been doing this not that long. So no, you're ready. I'm like, oh shit. So boom, again, that call, that sense of purpose, that sense of like, I can do this, came about again. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm training for ADCC now. Nice. I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm training for ADCC. So I had my first jiu-jitsu.
Google it.
Yeah. So I had my first jiu-jitsu competition at this gym in Virginia Beach. In downtown, I call it downtown Virginia, but it's what's the fucking city? What's that city in Virginia? Do you have some Virginia?
Richmond?
Not Richmond. That's way too far up.
Sorry, that's the only one I know.
Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah, Norfolk, Virginia. There's this there's like this fucking hall or theater where they put an MMA cage in the bottom. So I didn't know this in the I didn't know it was in the fucking MMA cage. So I get there, I see this cage down, and then there's like people wrapped around the fucking building. Apparently, jiu-jitsu is big over there. Yeah, it was something to do. So I'm like, fucking, my heart's pounding, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get into this match. Man. All I know is that I just gotta win. I don't want to lose, right?
Right.
So I'm representing the gym. I know that Diego's is popular in Virginia Beach.
This is your first competition.
This is my first com, right? My first competition ever. Like, I'm still a
was your mindset trying to go in it like it's a fight, or trying to go in it like it's wrestling? What was your kind of mindset at that first time?
Yeah, so that first time, it was like, well, you've done 1,000 wrestling matches before.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. Right? Because I had to go in it differently. I was thinking I'm going in like a fight. But no, it's not. It's not a fight. It's not. It's not a fight.
Because we've talked about, our first competition. And those of you guys don't know, this was my coach in my first competition right here. And Karis and I we were talking, and I told him I went to the first fight. I went to the darkest place.
He tried to
imagine. I hated this guy. My fucking blood was. Well, I didn't know this guy.
Who is this dude? I don't care. I hate him.
Hated
don't like him. Did that help?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I did it.
Not at all. Not one bit.
I used to do that shit when I was in.
Try to hype yourself up.
When I was in like 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade, I used to do that shit.
Yeah.
I like stare my partner down and shit. Like,
yeah.
I just tried to do the whole Mike Tyson shit. It was so good.
Kind of like that dude tried to stare you down during the competition. You're like, bro, I've done this. I've done this.
I'm looking at how he's putting on his sandals. I'm like, man, I hate how you putting on your fucking sandals. That's how you wear a fucking hoodie? This fucking guy.
Yeah. So you're just like,
I'm going to murder this man.
Like, turns out this is a really nice guy.
Yeah. He was actually the nicest guy in the tournament, bro. He was actually the nicest guy in the tournament. He came up to the front.
And shit. I'm like,
yo.
He's actually real. Not a half bad guy.
He was actually the nicest guy in the tournament. He actually was. He was the guy that won the tournament too.
Yeah,
he was actually almost a blue belt.
Dude,
yeah, he was a really cool guy.
And shit like that. When I was in middle school, I used to hate motherfuckers
for no reason. Yeah. You're my enemy.
Dude, I used to hate.
Yeah, that was Nate Diaz's mindset going in. He's like, "You're going to be my enemy. I don't care. I'm going to hate you just because." It's not like.
And then if I lost to you, oh my god,
even worse. Even worse.
Oh my god, I was so upset. We had to get our round back. We had to.
So did you win that fight? Sorry, we got off.
Yeah,
Which
back to
one?
the
Which one?
ADCC.
Oh yeah.
ADCC.
Oh dude,
Yeah.
hell yeah. So fucking weird.
I like that it's in a cage because it can't stop, right?
Yeah,
You
it can't
go out.
stop.
You have to,
Dude,
you have to
that's
reset.
cool.
Like it's cool.
So we send. I'm with one of the brown belts. His name's James. Actually, his name's James too. I'm with one of the brown belts from Diego's, and me, Edwin, and James we all went down there. And I step into the cage. It's like 190 the weight class,
Mm-hmm.
and
Jeez.
I get in there, and I'm like, damn, this guy looked bigger than what he did on the fucking weigh-ins.
Hey,
Or like,
cut weight.
but it was. I always had this thing where I thought everyone was bigger than me.
Okay.
Like I just thought everyone was fucking massive. I don't know why. So I'm like doubting myself and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. I've already had 1,000 wrestling matches before. I've already done this before, so I'm ready. So treat it like a wrestling match. I know this guy. He's got a wrestling background too. He wrestled at like a university, I think Old Dominion, I think.
Okay.
So I'm like,
okay.
hell yeah, this is
Okay.
gonna be pretty cool. Let two wrestlers kind of turn it into a wrestling match. I'm like, I always think that just turned it into a wrestling match.
And this is white belt, right?
This is white belt.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is
Okay. I
white
just want to
belt.
make sure, like, you didn't go to blue belt or purple belt or something.
Oh no,
Betty
no.
put you in the wrong spot. Accident. Sorry.
So the match starts, boom, and I'm like, fuck, it's on now. So I go out, fucking double leg him into the cage. I'm like, this is the easiest fight in the world. So I like double leg him. I hand fought a little bit in the middle, but I'm like, fuck this. So I like double leg him into the cage, pick him up and slam him on the cage, and then from there now I'm on top of him. Like I got to his back, got hooks in, and I was able to finish the rear naked choke.
Nice.
And this is my first ever match, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm squeezing. I'm squeezing right there, like, bro, I'm trying to put this motherfucker to sleep, bro.
Yeah.
And like, when I did it and he tapped, bro,
You just kept going?
you couldn't tell me shit. Like,
You had to rip his arms off.
you
Jeez.
couldn't tell me shit.
Stop.
You couldn't tell me
Stop.
shit. You couldn't tell me, bro.
James, stop.
When you choke somebody for the first time, like for me,
In
it was
competition,
like in the competition, like I can do this shit for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's not fake anymore.
Right.
Like I can do this for real. Like it's not just like that shit I see on the movies.
Right.
Now there's that shit that like, bro, this is real. I could have And that's how I felt in that moment when
that's funny.
I could have, boy.
He's the nicest guy in the world, too.
I could have killed you, bro.
You could have.
You
could've.
know. So
You could have.
that for me was like, damn, that's crazy. I
Yeah.
gotta learn this jujitsu shit. So I started getting into it, and I'm like, who's good in jujitsu? And immediately, I always look like the North Star. Like I don't try to reinvent the wheel. I look at what's already successful. So I went to YouTube. No, I went to Google and typed most successful submissions in jiu-jitsu. No-gi jiu-jitsu. Number one, rear naked choke.
Sorry, was that a gi during that ADCC?
Huh?
Or was that no gi?
No, this is a no-gi competition.
Okay,
In the cage,
okay,
right.
okay.
In the cage, this is a no-gi competition. I went shirt off. It's my only match I've ever went shirt off. I thought I was the shit, bro. So, like I said, I'm looking at like highest percentage submissions in jiu-jitsu, all of jiu-jitsu. And it's like rear naked choke by a fucking landslide.
Of course, yeah.
And then it's like guillotine, and it's like arm bar, leg locks, and things like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. I just got to do those. Right?
Yeah, learn those.
Yeah, just learn those because obviously, I mean, don't reinvent the wheel, bro.
Right,
That's
right.
kind of how I approached it.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Who in jiu-jitsu is doing this? So I went on ADCC. Who's been on
Who's the champs?
On
right?
Google, you can go on like Google, fucking find like Wikipedia,
Mhm.
and if somebody uploaded all the brackets and stuff for the last like 40 some years,
Oh wow.
and then you hear about all the greats and stuff. So like Marcelo Garcia, Roger Gracie, I think it's how you say his name, and then like our time like Gordon Ryan,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
destroying people, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
John Danaher. You hear like this old white dude,
Yeah.
John Danaher,
Yeah.
and then you find out that this dude's like really, really good at coaching jiu-jitsu. I'm like, damn, how did he get so good at jiu-jitsu? And he didn't even have a career. So like those who can't do teach. Like, oh, maybe. But sometimes
That hurts to say.
you know, it's sometimes that's true. But there's thousands of situations where a guy who's like really good. I see it all the time in wrestling. A guy who's like really, really good, but like his team sucks.
True. True.
You know,
Or he's really good and he can't coach.
he can't coach.
He can't
coach.
even
Yeah.
explain what he's doing.
Yeah, you can't explain. I'm like, bro, how do
Yeah.
you expect your kids? Their kids aren't you, bro.
No.
You were like, you're like 6 foot something with all these athletic gifts. Like your kids are not like that,
No.
so you
Right.
gotta curate it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's why I like wrestle jiu-jitsu too. But going back to what we were saying about other people in jiu-jitsu. I've started studying Gordon Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started went crazy. I started all my money I had saved. I started buying all the BJJ Fanatics instructional. I just started like fire hose consuming it, just like when I started with wrestling. I would just learn all the moves, right? But you do that. You try to watch an 8-hour instructional in 2 days, and your brain's like almost fried.
It's overload.
Yeah.
It's overload.
Yeah.
It really is.
You don't remember
It's almost
shit,
too much,
bro.
yeah.
You don't remember anything, but you remember some parts.
Right.
But even those some parts that you remember, like I'm like, damn, I'm fucking people up with this shit. This shit works, right? And from there, I'm like, okay, cool. His videos work, and then I will watch someone else's videos, and that's how I will base someone's videos off of their success rate. Their success rate. So I watch people like Marcelo Garcia, not so much Andre Guevara. I didn't know who he was at the time, but Gordon Ryan, John Danaher were definitely people that I watched a lot of. Am I like a fucking second coming of them? I'm not saying all that, right? But I like to take the things that they do and kind of combine it with this whole wrestling style. Basically, it's my version of what I would think John Danaher's coaching would be like if
he were to coach you.
If he were to coach me,
Right.
I of course I would only understand that if I were actually in the room with him. But I think that the stuff that he puts out is really good. The stuff that Gordon puts out is really good. And then, despite how people feel about, sometimes someone has odd opinions about those guys, but I mean, their shit works.
Right.
Their shit
black
works
belts for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean,
bro, their shit works, and it's the reason why that motherfucker, like that motherfucker's a 7-time world champion, bro. I don't give a fuck what he says. Like his shit works, and I'm gonna use that.
Right.
That's how I approach everything, bro. That's how I look at like business. That's how I look at like just life. Like, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Find what's already working and just copy that. They say the richest people in the world are just copy and steal things from each other. They don't try.
They copy and they make it better sometimes
they
too,
just make
right?
it better.
They improve on it.
Yeah, they make it better, improve on it, and just be better and better and better. But take things that are already there.
So that was your ADCC in Virginia. Did you do anything after that in Virginia as far as jiu-jitsu or tournaments, or when did you actually come to San Diego?
Oh, dude. So with jiu-jitsu in Virginia, I had trials in 2 months, so I had to prepare for this. So like I said, me and Betty and I were drilling like every day.
Nice.
And she would pick me up from the Navy base, and I would like walk all the way to the end. She'd pick me up from the Navy base, and then we would drill every day, twice a day. Fucking, I had some friends that she had connections with that could like teach us some jiu-jitsu moves and blah blah blah. So she was like making this like a whole ass
twice
camp.
a day.
Oh wow,
yeah,
nice.
She wanted this. Cool. I wanted this.
Thanks, Betty.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Right? Like,
Betty, roll forever. Betty, like,
that's
dude,
cool.
Betty knows. Like, she's the GOAT. Everybody knows Betty. So I go to ADCC. We did this camp, right? How I even got there, because it was expensive.
Right.
So I had to ask the Navy base that I was on for permission to go even go, because it was outside of a certain distance. But then I did this camp. Not a camp. It was like a 1-day seminar.
Okay.
And I taught wrestling moves to the people in the jiu-jitsu community that are connected to Diego Bisbal's gym.
Okay.
Ended up raising enough money to pay for my ticket out there, my hotel.
Nice.
Oh, dude, that's sweet.
Yeah,
cool.
It's fucking
that's
cool.
Good.
Yeah. So the whole trip was paid for. It was awesome. And I go out there. I win my first match against a blue belt. I'm like, fuck, that was cool. But even before that, right? So there was weigh-ins, right? And after the weigh-ins, Gordon Ryan had another seminar before the tournament.
I was there. Cool.
And you were there?
No, I'm saying while he was there,
like right after the weigh-in. and Betty's like, stay after the seminar and get a photo. Okay, cool. That was cool, but that shit ended at like 12:30, bro. And the event was the next day.
Jeez.
It was late as fuck.
Yeah.
And then the line to get a photo with him was long too.
Right.
But I didn't give a fuck. I was like, yo, I got a photo with a world champ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, hell yeah, that's cool.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Do you have that picture framed?
No, I don't. Like, so I go through like this weird thing of like, I don't want to be like a dick rider. So
Yeah. No, hey, listen, I get that,
yeah,
but there's a few people
yeah.
like
that you want to put up.
Yeah,
that you
like-
wanna post.
that'd be proud to be
Right.
like, damn. So I would put that photo of
Right.
Gordon and I up.
Yeah,
Gordon, you see
okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah, like I put up like, damn, I met fucking Gordon Ryan. So
Yeah.
that's fucking cool. Like this, because at this time, like he was really good, but now
Right.
he's like the greatest of all time. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that photo
Right.
is like significantly valuable now.
yeah. Like
So that's why
years ago, I love Stephen A. Smith,
Stephen A. Smith.
bro. Fucking
Yeah.
got to meet Stephen A. Smith, and I was like, bro,
Beautiful.
me and my dad, actually, my dad and I, we have that picture fucking framed, and I forever, like, I'll cherish
Always
that
have
fucking
that.
photo.
You know?
And because he's the fucking the highest paid fucking sportscaster, $10 million a year at the time,
Wow.
fucking Stephen A. Smith, and he was
Wow.
dope. He was nice as fuck.
Yeah, I know Stephen A. Smith.
But anyways, I want to like John Danaher, Gordon Ryan. Would you say like those two are like your jiu-jitsu goats? Like if you're Mount Rushmore
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey.
of jiu-jitsu guys,
If
would
I
those
know.
Those two on it?
Well, yeah, with those two. Yeah.
Yeah, so I always look at, well, I train at 10 Planet, right? So when they see this, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? but I train at the 10 Planet. I'm all 10 Planet. But I think that I look at, it's not about John Danaher or Gordon Ryan specifically. I look at success
Mhm.
and
Okay.
what is winning, okay? And I just follow that.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter that it's Gordon Ryan. If it was somebody
It could
else's
have been a
name, it's the
fucking-
same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
It could have
If it
been
was
Pony
Cam up
Boy.
Could have been
there,
Cam.
right.
Shit. One day.
Yeah, it could have been Pony Boy in the
Right,
banging the
and that's
Jets,
who you're following because
motherfucker.
they're
Right.
being successful.
Yeah, I'm following them.
Yeah, I'm watching that because you're winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to put asses in seats. That
Mhm.
motherfucker puts asses in seats.
True.
It's like, cool.
Mhm.
True,
Do that
true.
shit.
So now we're in San Diego.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Now we're in San Diego.
Cool.
How did you get? How did you get to city? How did you get to city?
Oh, so I had a friend. Well, not had. I have a friend named Steven. He invited me to move to San Diego. I needed a place to stay, so
Okay.
he invited me to come stay with him
Okay.
until because he was going to go get a new lease like in like a couple of months.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. So I'd stay with him for a little bit, like on this fucking couch, and then from
It's a
there,
spot to stay in San
it
Diego.
was a spot to stay. Bro.
Right.
So I stayed on the
Right.
couch for like 2 months, and then we finally got a place. And like, cool, I got my own room. This is great. And from there, we were training at City Boxing. He would like drive us and stuff. We still would live relatively close to the gym, so he would drive us to City. It was cool, and that's when I started like getting into it again.
So you went to
Yeah.
City because of location wise, kind of?
Yeah,
You
like
went
I
a
didn't have a
little
car. I didn't know
Yeah.
any. I didn't have a car. I didn't know any of the gyms
Mhm.
out here. I
Right.
just kind of just moved to San Diego. Yeah, I didn't know where I was
On a
at
whim.
either. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
The
started
world was
training at
telling you
City.
something.
Yeah, my friend Steven's like, oh yeah, I train at this gym called City Boxing. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I train at City Boxing too now. And from there, we train. We train all the time. We try to do like worlds and stuff.
Mhm. What year was it that you started at City?
I started City
23?
2020. What year is it today?
25?
So yeah,
25.
well, like 23. Yeah.
Okay.
2023.
Okay.
Wow.
That's when we actually first started. I
Yeah.
don't know if he was there yet, actually.
He might have just been coming in.
Maybe. Was
Actually.
it middle of the year that you started there? Because we,
Yeah, it was in around July. Let me see.
yeah, see, we did it like, what, February, March?
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
roughly is when we started.
Got our first taste of
Mm-hmm.
putting on the gi and
And trying.
fell in love after
Yeah,
that.
the gi is. I hated the gi. I still do.
I'm not a fan of the gi anymore. I'll put it on,
Once
but,
you
like,
start going no gi, it's hard to put the gi
It's
back.
hard to go back.
And that's why.
It's hard to go back
Yeah.
once you see a better side of
And
life.
then when Josh
like-
called it like you feel like a little superhero when you're wearing that shit, that kind of like deterred me. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be that guy. And I got my
they're cool though. They're
They
cool.
are.
Like the
Yes.
gis. They have just like they
stop
got like,
cheating.
show your roll. They
Yeah.
got all those other ones. But I'm like, man, just put on a rash guard or
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just pop top, bro. And
Yeah.
do that and just go out there and just beast on some fools.
Mhm.
True,
Yeah.
true.
So what brought you to 10th Planet?
What brought me
Sorry,
to
if
10th
you were trying to
Planet?
ask that one. I just wanted to get to that one.
What brought me to 10th Planet?
I went to 10th Planet.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Josh. Shout out.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
love 10th Planet. Dude, those people are fucking awesome. So when I first got wind that I wanted to go to 10th Planet, it was like I had a friend named Noel. He trains at 10th Planet right now, 10th Planet San Diego, and he would come visit me at City Boxing.
Okay.
He came like 2 practices. He was like, hey, man, you should come to 10th now and come try one of
He
ours.
came just for that reason to come tell you to come to 10th Planet?
Yeah, because
Oh.
Noel and I are from Ohio together.
Okay.
We both went to Kent State together.
Oh, that's
Hey,
dope.
We both
That's
wrestled
dope.
together.
The world's
We
telling
were
you something.
the
The
same.
universe
Like,
has
yeah.
come back around.
Yeah.
Man. Like, this is why you're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had always stayed in touch, even like after college and stuff like that. So it was
Right.
super cool.
Dope.
Noel was one of the guys.
How long had he been training there?
I don't know. I think he had been training there perhaps the whole time he's living in San Diego.
Okay.
I don't know how long he's lived in San Diego though.
Okay.
But definitely longer than me for sure. Anyways, he invited me over and he told Boogie, he said, hey, Boogie said you can come try practice. He's
Right.
trying to get me to go over there.
Right.
Right.
So one day, I'm like, fuck, I want to try it. So Boogie says, hey, I got some guys that are interested in getting working some wrestling work, and Noel, I've heard about you. Some people told me good things about you, so maybe come in on Fridays and train with us. So I'm like, fucking Boogie Martinez says come train with us on Fridays, bitch. Sign me up, man.
Yeah. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there, bro.
Yeah.
Like fucking bright and early, 15 minutes early, all that
Hell
shit.
yeah.
I'm ready,
Yeah.
bro. I'm fucking ready. I'm like, I'm fucking SpongeBob in this bitch. So I get there. It's Wu-Tang Friday. I don't know this day. I don't know if you guys know about Wu-Tang Friday, but you walk in, it's like a fucking one of the Wu-Tang songs. Like cash rules everything around me.
Yeah.
Please, y'all, do y'all. And then like boom, 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 like that whole thing going around.
Okay.
And it's just like a fucking ocean of people just rolling
On Friday.
on Friday.
It's a mass amount of people on Friday.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
And then Boogie's there. Like he got like Boogie is
There's like 40 people on Fridays, isn't there? 40,
Yeah.
like 50 people.
It was like
something
65
insane.
people
See,
in the room
even
one
more.
time.
I
Dude.
dulled it down.
It's fucking
Oh,
crazy.
man.
It's almost like you don't have room, and you know how much space is in that, and like
Yeah.
you barely have any room.
It's
That's how many guys are
wide
going.
I've
open
never
space.
been to something
Yeah.
in San Diego.
Yeah. Really?
I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't even stepped foot in there.
Okay.
I
You
need
gotta
to.
pull up.
I need to.
You gotta pull up, dude. It's like it's amazing.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Okay.
There. And so I get there and like this is funny because like when I get there, for me, I was just new to 10th Planet. I didn't know anybody. I'm like, these motherfuckers got tattoos left and right. Like it's
You got
no
weird ass haircuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
these no gi stuff that they're wearing. Like,
yeah.
wait, you're actually wearing that?
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like Boogie's got
Cool.
the big gauges.
Yeah.
He's got the beard thing. You know, this guy's got his hair dyed.
All right.
This girl's got this thing going on. She's got piercing. I'm like, dude, these people are fucking weird.
Welcome to 10th Planet. Welcome to 10th Planet.
But I'm like, damn, I vibe in this bitch. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm one of these
People are themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, people are
They're
themselves there.
themselves.
This is a place that people can be themselves,
Yeah.
and they don't have to like be anything else. It's just
Right.
themselves.
They don't have to wear the gi that everyone else is wearing within the gym.
The gi comes off in
Mhm.
real, like the real self to you comes out when you're doing jujitsu.
Mhm.
The most humble self, like it's fucking.
I like how you said that. Most humble self. That's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's
It
fucking
is
so
true.
true.
You better be humble when you're in there. If not, you're gonna get
Yeah, you can choke the fuck
really
out.
quick.
Yeah.
You get choked
Thank you,
real
Jesse
quick.
Taylor. Appreciate
Yeah,
that,
man.
bro. Thank you. God.
So going from being at City Boxing, where I was getting the better of most of the people in the gym, and I was like, man, I really want to take the jiu-jitsu thing seriously.
Mhm.
So I know that I can't do that if I'm not in the right environment. So when Boogie said, hey, come try, come work out with some of our guys on the Friday to help them out with wrestling. I'm like,
Mhm.
fuck yeah,
You're
take
like,
an
I'm
opportunity.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
there.
So it went from like just going on Fridays for a couple of weeks, and I'm like, okay, cool.
I need to make 2
let's
days
go on.
now.
Yeah, 2 days.
I got to get 2 days.
Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah.
That's how
That
long
kind of
Mondays
sounds like
and
you.
Fridays.
Sounds like you.
Yeah, doing Mondays and Fridays.
Sounds like-
And then from Mondays and Fridays, you go home, you tell your lady, like, damn, baby, look, I did this.
Yeah.
I almost got him with this.
I got out a third day.
You know what I mean? So like, so now it's like, okay, cool. It was only supposed to be till ADCC. So I'm like, okay, cool. I know ADCC is over. All right, now I'm gonna get a membership.
Mhm.
Boom, I sign up. I go from going
2 days.
2 days to fucking every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice a day, probably, huh?
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
twice a day.
Yeah.
Every day. It is fucking awesome, man.
That sounds very.
The whole
similar.
crew is nice.
What's the biggest advantage of going to 10th Planet?
The biggest advantage of going to 10th Planet is thinking about jiu-jitsu from a perspective of getting better. So, for example, it's not about who you train with, it's about what you're working on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, remember going back to that thing of you learn 1,000 moves, but
Mhm.
if you know 1,000 moves, but you haven't sharpened the blade on maybe 5 or 10 of them, then you're not really that good.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So,
you can get to a spot, but you're not going to finish it.
Yeah, exactly.
Most likely.
So
right?
at 10 Planet, you have the luxury of you got big ass Alex, you got big ass Vaughn, you got even little small chicks, right? So you can do it on every body type.
Right.
So that is, I think, the real big benefit of someone at 10 Planet. I think at any of the gyms where there's like a massive ocean of people like that, you have to take your learning and development into your own hands.
Yes.
Right? This is not like a small little space. Like you can't expect the coach to get around to all you motherfuckers. There's 70 y'all. Right. So
in the hour that you're going to be rolling or 45 minutes you're going to be rolling right there, right?
You know, and if you want to say, "Oh, I'm not getting better," like, yeah, you
that's
aren't.
On you.
You aren't. That's 100.
That's on you.
Like you aren't. Like you fucking suck for a reason.
Yeah. Thanks, coach. Thanks, coach.
Like you can't, like, bro. Like at the end of the day, I love all my coaches, every coach I've ever had, but they were not, like I said in front of me, it's like 70-30 me.
Yeah.
Like you still gotta want to learn. You still gotta put in the time and effort to find stuff and want to learn and grow and develop in the sport. That's just a big part of personal development.
One of my first tournament, the 80 with Naga. I actually finished a guy with the move that I did against one of my training partners was doing against me over and over. It wasn't the coach that taught me that one. It was the fact that I was training with him and he kept doing it to me over and over and over. And then all of a sudden I was in that position. I was like, oh, okay, let me do it to this guy. And then I finished it. I was like, great. I need my coach, but you know what I mean? Like that's exactly what you're saying. Like you got to take your own. You got to learn yourself. You got to take the time to talk with the guys that are around you in order to be able to learn. And some guys don't want to do that.
Yeah, and I was going to bring this up earlier. Like those, like for example, when you think about wrestling on the global level, like the Russians are like the best wrestlers. Khabib, Dagestanis, right? Yeah. But how do these Dagestanis get so good? I mean, how do these guys get so good? Like, oh yeah, positional work and all that stuff too. But like, they don't just seclude themselves to just them.
No,
it's like everybody trains with everybody. Like, all that used to be like USSR, right? So whenever all that shit broke up, they all still like, nah, bro, you my cousin, much like,
right?
So we all still train together. So like, if you are training with all like really, really good people all the time, you get so many different looks,
right?
To where like you go against a guy who's only got, you know, you're the best guy in your gym, right? But step outside the gym,
right?
Come down the street
when there's 10 of you,
you know, when there's only 10 of you, and like he's got a 9-to-5 job, he's not really taking it seriously, and everyone's just kind of here just to have fun,
right?
Versus someone who's like, I'm gonna do this shit for real. Like you get fucked up real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to do this for competition. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn this positioning. Yeah, and if I don't, I'm gonna lose.
It's different,
right?
Yeah, so it's way different.
So that night that we all went to dinner after what was that after?
The Naga tournament.
Tournament, right? We were talking about it, and one of the questions that we were talking about, what's the advantage of being at 10th Planet? And that's why I asked you. One of the things that I said to all the guys was, you can choose who you want to roll with on that day. You're not stuck with the same individuals over and over and over. Like today I want to go roll with Andy. Today I want to go roll with Ryan. Today I want to go roll with Eli. All those guys go to the gym. What's up, boys?
Right.
But I was talking about with Cam, and Cam's like, that's a good point. Like I keep getting rolling with the same guy over and over. And then I forget the other guy that was with us. Austin. Was it Austin?
Nah, Deshaun?
Might have been Deshaun. Yeah, it was Deshaun, because Deshaun kept saying, I was rolling with my boy over here, and we get in the same position over and over. And he's like, we can't get out of it. We always end up in the same spot. I'm like, it's because you guys keep rolling against each other. It's the same exact thing. You gotta branch out. You gotta get to different people. And that's one thing I said to him. And like I saw it in his eyes, like, oh yeah, that's a great point. You gotta go to these other people. And I told him to roll with Andy, and Andy did what? He's so slow and methodical, but he kicks my ass. And it's like, holy shit. Yeah.
But in situations like that, we keep getting stuck in the same spots. It's like, well, one of you motherfuckers isn't learning something past the spot.
There you go.
Yeah, so
there you go. Right.
So, but you need to be exposed to other people who do shit in that spot. To be like, damn, how'd you do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, what'd you do to me right there? Like, how'd you get? Okay.
I remember this one position. Now I use it all the time. Now, Alex, I was rolling Alex Grandy. Fucking, he's the homie. I always like to do like the Baron-Bolos, like rolling back takes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I would get it. And I got into a position where I got him real good on one. I rolled through right up with the shoulder. And like mid-roll, and like the roll wasn't rolling. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I noticed he got a hold of my hip. And so as we're now like both upside down, but hip to hip, he's holding on to my hip. And he's like fixing his legs to like re-entangle mine so that now when he steps his foot on the ground, he takes my back
Right.
versus me taking his. I'm like, what the fuck?
You're like,
was
what'd you just
that?
do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
So I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
what the hell? So I started figuring out like halfway through. I'm like, oh shit, my feet need to be right here.
Mm-hmm.
And before you know it, like that was stuff that I didn't know until I got exposed to
And that's
it.
how you learned.
And
Right.
that's
And then
how
you're
I
like,
learned.
wait, show me how to do that. Like, I
Mhm.
want to incorporate that into my
Yeah.
game because I like
And
that.
so
It was simple.
You get that by training with everybody.
Yes.
right.
You know, you get that by being open to everybody's got their own style. Everyone's got their own
Yeah.
thing.
You can learn something from everybody that you roll with.
Yeah.
Right.
Before my matches, I say I am everything. At the same time, I am nothing.
Mm.
Right? Just because it's like this whole
That's
Bruce.
deep.
Dude,
That's fucking deep. Yeah, you gotta say that one more time. That's fucking deep.
Yeah. So this match, this combat JJ match I just had. I said I am everything, but at the same time, I am nothing. Right? Why do I say that? Because like I heard this this Bruce Lee. Right? Remember how famous he was?
Mm-hmm.
And he had this like speech where he said when his coach asked him what did he learn about being like a fighter or some shit like that. It was like it's a video you can find online, but I think what I took away from the party is like the fight should be like a dance. It shouldn't be like so much resistance. It shouldn't be forced.
Right.
And he says when this opportunity strikes, I don't hit. I'm kind of just there. Some shit like that. He said. I completely butchered that, but
Okay.
You got the point across.
I completely butchered,
Yeah.
but I understood that you are not like trying to do you have to train everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When you train everything, you can be like water. When you train everything, you can be formless and shapeless because you don't have like this really just like one trick pony type of
Right.
approach to
Right,
jujitsu.
Right.
So you learn everything and you train everything. You're not like world champion at all the spots, but like no matter where we go, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's crazy you mentioned that because for me, like the guys who are, I guess, way ahead of the game, when I watch them, I just like water. They're forever just flowing.
Mhm.
There's a flow to it that it to
Yep.
me, I love watching it because you could kind of see, okay, he's going here. Oh no, he stopped this. Now he's going this way. Oh no, now it's
Mhm.
like a dance.
Yeah.
They're dancing and trying to find something that's going to allow them to, I guess, impose their will on the other one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Eventually,
Mhm.
when that opportunity
That's
arises.
like 10th planet warm-ups a lot of times. A lot of those are supposed to be like a dance to where it's like you get to this spot and then you flow into this next
Yeah.
spot and then you flow into this. Like
Mhm.
so those 10th planet warm-ups is stuff I'm trying to learn.
I'm on the purple belt grind.
Nah.
Right?
I'm just saying as far as the warm-ups though, like that's what's going to flow you into position. That's why they have those.
So you
Yeah.
could definitely
So-
say the growth of your game has drastically improved since.
Oh,
being,
dude,
10th
yeah. Since
planet.
going to 10 planet, my
Yeah.
game has drastically improved. Yeah, 100%.
You're glad you made that choice.
Oh yeah. But it was one of those. It was one of those things like
Yeah.
my chest, right? Because
Oh yeah, I've heard
like
this.
you don't owe your coach a damn thing, right? It's not your daddy.
This is a personal journey.
Yeah, that's not
It's
your
your
dad.
life,
This
yeah.
is not
This is your choice in life.
right. But over the time, it's something about like I said, something about jujitsu. It's something about training. It's something about when like I don't know, jujitsu is primarily dominated by dudes, but like I guess when the bros get together and we're training and we're both fucking locked in, we're grinding out on the goal, it's like we built the relationship now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, we're cool now.
Mhm.
And we have that sense of like grit that we put in together
Mhm.
that we'll never be able to replace that time, that specific time
No.
and place and moment we were fucking in the zone. We were locked in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is where that brotherhood of like I think wrestling comes into play.
True.
That brotherhood of jiu-jitsu, that brotherhood where people come from the military, how like the combat, like they
Right.
and they were in
Right.
the shit together.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Put my life on the line for you, just like you
Yeah.
put your life on the line for me.
Now jiu-jitsu is significantly less than that.
Drastically. Yeah.
But it's still like that hard work that you put in with that person. That's why
Yeah.
it's hard to leave. And for me, I think in my perspective, I was like growing up in wrestling too. Like my coach, he was like, "Hey, go train everywhere because you compete under this school. I don't give a fuck where you go.
Right.
But when you're an adult, obviously you can go anywhere.
Right.
You
Your
want."
name
Right.
still goes under this school.
Yeah.
Even if you learn from Joe Schmo and Joe Schmo over
Yeah.
here, guess what? Your still name is
Yeah.
here and you still win.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter how you win.
yeah. So that's how I approached
Right.
it.
Yeah, that's
that's
good.
how I approached
That's a
it.
good
I was
coach
like,
right there, though.
Yeah, I always approach jiu-jitsu like the same way. I was like, well, I'm gonna go to. I like this gym. I like these people. I like you as a coach. But I'm gonna go train other places, and I'm still just gonna rep the gym. It's still
Mhm.
cool.
Mhm.
But then when it gets to points where like, okay, bro, you gotta like, if you want to be something at this, and you wanna be like serious, like you gotta get around the people, and then go to the places that those people
Like
are
those
at.
guys are going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you gotta be. It's. I'm a real big energy guy, real big on energy. Like, if I gotta be around people who are high energy, so it's people that are like wanting that you. Everyone doesn't always have to be. Everyone doesn't all have to try to be a billionaire,
Right.
but it's the energy alignment of being around people who are like
Like-minded.
motivated by something, like-minded.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
motivated by something. They have something that drives them. It's a certain energy about a growth mindset person
Oh,
Mhm.
that
man.
is so like. It's so like radiating, and it's so like the people say aura, right? But
Mhm.
that's that is like you feel good, like damn, anything is possible around this motherfucker.
Right. Right.
Yeah, like
Oh, man.
on the weekend he came to. We went to Dave and Buster's,
Yeah.
and when he showed up, I told my lady, I was like, man, when he came in, like that motherfucker was damn near floating, like. He's just so happy. He's just like he's just positive. It just radiates off of him. It's like, dude, that's cool. That's what you want.
You know, man, that's crazy you bring that up because, yeah, fuck, dude, you trying to get me emotional a little bit, but I do attest that, James, like that's all to you, because when I started doing the jiu-jitsu, I was really in a dark place, from work, struggling. A lot of things happened, and I felt meeting you and your teaching within jiu-jitsu, I guess the belief that you had within me, and how I guess we really came together, fucking changed your boy. Like it really helped me. And I think now, like with jiu-jitsu, I tell this to a lot of people that ask me why I got into it. It changed. Jiu-jitsu's changed my life. It's
dude.
fucking it's
Yeah,
changed.
man.
It does.
It's changed my life in a way that I am happier. I fucking love being around the people within that jiu-jitsu community, because I feel like we're all part of it. We all maybe have different goals in life, but this one thing brings us all together,
Yeah.
all together around it. It makes us, not, I guess, happy within that moment, and
Mhm.
we're forever growing as humans.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro,
It's that feeling.
Yeah, man.
That feeling of like we are all connected.
Yeah,
It's something
yeah.
in here. Because even when I went to the like, for me, I was always like this person, like don't fucking touch me unless we're fucking type person.
That's gotta leave real quick.
Right.
Wait,
But with, like,
how is that possible being a wrestler? Like,
right,
what?
bro.
Like,
So like
what?
for me, it was like either we're fighting or we're fucking. This is fucking crazy. But this is how fucking crazy not crazy I used to be, but like crazy, like I used to like try to take things in such a literal fucking context, right? So like I'm either want to be with my lady, or I want
Or
to
fight.
fight someone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So jiu-jitsu just gives you like that feeling of closeness and like connectedness and like togetherness with people
Yeah.
that you don't really get that in wrestling. You're not even in wrestling, because first what I was gonna say about that is like when I did jiu-jitsu at my first gym, like I remember like the first couple of times I would like finish the round, then I would like give my partner a hug, like I would like fucking forehead to forehead under the homies. So like this shit is like weird ass feeling. I would never do some shit like that. I was like, bro, what the fuck is weird? Why you hugging motherfuckers at jiu-jitsu? But you know, it was like yo, it just felt right, bro. Like this is cool.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed
There's
to.
times we sit in positions like as we're training. I'm like, why are we sitting in this position right now? But it's just one of those. Okay, it's just
Yeah, it's just
part of
jiu-jitsu,
it.
bro. It's jiu-jitsu.
Just part of it.
But but being like so much respect to the partner on the other side, like like yeah, you choked me like 5 times today, and you didn't fucking like and you didn't fucking kill me, like you didn't like
you had my arm in a spot, you could have just ripped it off.
Yeah,
you didn't do that. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
I trust you, and
Right.
like damn. And then once I started getting better, we started having these back and forth fast battles,
Right.
where it's like I couldn't figure out your game, you couldn't really figure out my game, but we were just having like this these matches that kind of end up in nothing with 0-0 matches, but still it was a fucking hard ass battle between the two of us.
Can't believe I got out of that.
And those things, what I'm talking about, that connectedness, that togetherness. We were through the shit together. We were fucking battling, bro. You and me, we're fucking in the shit, bro. And that what makes us so connected and close. That's what I like about jiu-jitsu.
Completely agree. Now let's transition into the combat jiu-jitsu.
Dude,
man. For those of you guys that don't know, my boy slapped the shit out of
man.
some guy
Oh,
most
man.
recently.
His hand is still hurt today.
Yeah.
The forearm is still kind of like the hand is still kind of
So,
messed up a little bit
how many
from that
fights have you done so far in combat jiu-jitsu?
I've done 3 combat jiu-jitsu bouts.
Okay, so that wasn't the first. Nice.
Yeah, so the first one was at the Hard Rock, and this was like about 6 months ago. I was at 10 Planet, right, rolling with my friend Alex, and he says, "Hey, one of the guys pulled out. Do you want to step in and replace him? And winning team gets $15K." I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm like,
You mean I get to
yeah.
compete and I can make money?
Yeah,
Sure.
cool. He's like, we're most likely gonna win. Like, we got this is me, and then you got this other girl, Alex Enriquez, fucking savage.
Yeah.
Like, why are we still talking?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, sign me up, bro. I know I'm the weakest link on this team. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a purple belt. They're both black belts, I should say. No, they're actually both black belts. And I'm like, well, fuck, I'm the lowest belt on the squad, but like, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I go out and I had a match. The first match was Alex Enriquez. She like destroyed her person, and then I go against a guy, and fuck, I'm like, dude, this is combat jiu-jitsu, man. You can slap somebody. Like, I approach it the same way I approached ADCC, without expecting anything what it was gonna be like. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do this shit. Like, how hard is it to take someone down and smack shit out of them, right?
Like, I've done this forever.
You know,
except for smacking them, obviously.
Yeah. So, she won her match, so I go up and I'm like fucking nervous as shit because I hadn't competed in like a little bit. I wasn't doing that many competitions until actually about the last 6 months. I wasn't really competing on like that because I was like, I got to this point with jiu-jitsu. I was like, well, I'm just gonna focus on business and not do jiu-jitsu as much. I'm getting too old for this, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm like, but then I talked to Boogie. He's like, bro, I started at 28. You're talking about you don't want to do jiu-jitsu anymore at 28. Like, but think about for me, like, I started at 28, got really good, had my career, blah, blah, blah. Like, you, with all your background, you just only getting better. Like, you can just go so much further.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, bro, and he got me inspired again.
Right.
Like, it takes the right person to really get you inspired again.
Right timing and everything. The right words that they say.
Yeah, because I was, dude, at that time, I was like, bro, I'm just hanging it up. I just want to be good at jiu-jitsu. I just want to be a fucking kick-ass person. So, but when he motivated me again, like, really compete, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. So long and short, I had to compete in, like, the last real 6 months or something like that. So I go out. I'm going against this guy, and he's a brown belt. It's supposed to be pretty good. And I end up taking him down, passing his guard. At the time, I had just got really into like Toriano passing and like high step passing. So before then, Before then, I watched a couple of Gord Ryan videos, but I didn't like follow all the whole chains. But I got whatever. Anyway, I had just watched like a John Danaher instructional, so I found this thing about like Toriano passing and like fucking throwing the guy's legs and like holding on to the guy's ankles because they said like, oh, if he gets too close, you want to make contact with your partner before he can make contact with you when you pass the guard, so you can move the legs. So long as the feet are facing you, he says as long as the feet are facing you, your partner's going to be able to retain their guard.
Defend,
yeah. So I'm like, he said, use this thing where you grab the guy's ankles and literally just fucking throw him to the side. And at that time, I was like, well, John Danaher said it, so I guess it's gonna work. But it did seem kind of like, what the fuck?
A little simple.
Yeah, rather simple. But
it works.
I'm out here doing it to this guy. You watch this video, I just fucking literally just had his legs, and I just threw him. And then I passed his guard. Go back again. He retained guard. I stood back up. I grabbed his legs and just threw him. And I did it 3 times. So he retained the guard again. And the third time, I did it one more time. And at that point, okay, cool. Let's like get to the mound and things like that. By this point, the match had gotten to like the midpoint, about halfway. Like it was a 8-minute match.
Okay.
So we're about a little bit over the midpoint, about 6 minutes in, and we're standing on the feet. I ended up taking him down. Get another takedown on him. I didn't really get that many slaps though. He pulled guard, and I forgot that
you could slap.
Like,
right.
fucking combat jiu-jitsu, no one really. I didn't really think about slapping until I got slapped. I'm like, oh shit, you can slap this thing. So now I'm like trying to hit him bad, but it kind of like threw off your whole game. But it's something to get used to for sure.
Right.
Because it can get you out of position and gain you a position a little bit.
Yeah, it
Right.
definitely makes jiu-jitsu more realistic, I should say. So I gave a smack to him. He smacked me. I gave a smack back to him. And long and short, I ended up getting into a scenario where I put my knee on his belly. He ended up reversing me over and ended up taking my back and submitting me. But still, that was a really cool experience. But then after that match, Alex and this other guy go out. And after Alex and their match came down to like overtime. And it was a big match. It was the final. It was the last match of the day.
Shit.
It was cool. A bunch of people around. This was crazy. Right? And then Alex ended up winning the match. So we win the 15K and we're the subversive champions.
Nice. Did
Dope,
they
dope.
break you off some or no, because you lost?
So so we all shared the profits. And
That's dope.
That was fucking awesome. That was my first combat jiu-jitsu match, and then afterwards I said, dude, we like what you got, and would you like to try another match? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to try another match.
Yeah.
So then I had another match, which was against the guy named Mateo. He's from 10th Planet South Bay.
Okay.
I hate going against my teammates. I view everyone as my teammates.
Right.
10th Planet.
We're
We're all 10th Planet.
You're all 10th
We're all
You know what I
10
mean?
P.
But like outside of San Diego, like I don't really care about you too much, so I ain't gonna lie. But like the people that are in San Diego, and then the people that I see them ever frequently. These are my teammates.
Right.
So I hate to go against teammates, and he's from 10th Planet South Bay. So in this match, it's still like I still want to win. Like I'm still not gonna like lose just because we're friends. Like if we step across the line from each other, I hope you do everything possible to win, and I'm gonna do everything possible for you to win.
Fairly. Yeah.
Like, and then after this match, we're still cool though. Like regardless of the outcome, I'm not gonna try to fight you or anything like that.
Right. Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So also like again, combat jiu-jitsu, you are slapping a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So like during this match, like there was a couple times I was just straight up like bitch slapping them, and it's like, damn, that's fucked up. Yeah.
I want to get hit. Don't sign up.
Yeah, and then it came about to we had a little bit of like at the end of that match, I didn't really, I don't know, I just didn't like fighting my teammate or like that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It was a fun match, and I still think it was great. I still love Mateo. He's a great dude because he's a great wrestler too, and he was also Division I wrestler. So people that are especially really good wrestlers, I love going with them because it just makes us both better.
Right.
Yeah. Mateo's a guy that I wish that there was like a fucking match with like not like slippery foot. You know how jiu-jitsu the match gets all slippery.
Yeah.
So like, especially the same thing in college wrestling rooms, it gets fucking hot in there, and you fucking go for a takedown. You guys in these like long ass scrambles. So I feel like Mateo and I training together would be like fucking like watching Dragon Ball Z characters go at it. Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, that's classic. Bro.
Yeah, man.
That's classic.
Yeah,
Goku, Vegeta.
Yeah, dude. You already know. Yeah. I love that when you can find like you said, it goes back to that same thing. We were in the grit together. Finding someone that like right there to match your energy is like, damn, you guys gotta progress. Like this is how you get better. You guys keep training. You guys keep figuring out each other's games, and it just makes you sharper. I never care about like, oh man, I tapped you, right? Or I beat you.
Yeah.
I'm always like, dude, people are surprised. People tap me. Like there's some people who sometimes are like, oh, like it's impossible to tap them. Like, I don't believe in that. Like I never like put some people on like pedestals like that. But in the sense of like jiu-jitsu, like it is fair. Like some people are really good at like submission defense.
Right.
Like I know for sure. Like anytime I got like any bit of position on like some of my teammates that I thought were like really, really good. Yeah. I went home and told my girl about it. Like, oh yeah. Yeah, like I was like, oh yeah, today I fucking almost passed this guard. Like, today I almost took his back, but somehow he got away. Like I'm that dude. Like I keep track of everything. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I keep track of everything. I got it in this book right here. It's like, oh my god.
I don't keep track. I just know when I get to a certain spot, and then all of a sudden they all of a sudden just go a little harder. I'm like, I was getting to something.
Yeah.
I know whatever I was about to do was going to mess you up to where you had to quickly get out of it. Otherwise, I caught you.
Jiu-jitsu is like that, bro. It's like that when you, especially when, like, well, especially when you go against, like, for example, my friend Alex Grant, he was fucking ginormous, like 6 foot fucking something, 230 something, and like, you look at this guy, I'm like, there is no fucking way.
I'm not taking this dude down.
Yeah, there's no fucking way.
I have a funny story about him, actually.
Yeah.
So when I went to watch you at ADCC, right, and he was in your corner, right? I'm Brant. Like, this is my first time at jiu-jitsu competition. So
Oh shit!
I'm like watching, and I'm like, oh, who's this guy? Like, he's fucking huge. Like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, hey, I'm Alex. Oh, I'm here supporting. He's like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, do you do jiu-jitsu? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, how come you're not competing? He's like, oh, I only do, like, the big events. I was like, oh, okay. What event?
Like what events you talking about here, bro? Sorry, I'm new. I'm new.
Big event.
In my head, I'm like, man, this guy probably thinks I'm a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Sure. So he tells me, sure, I go look him up later, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Really?
This is who I was talking to? Damn,
Yeah,
Cameron,
really
you look
good,
like
bro.
a fucking idiot.
Fuck.
He's good.
He's
Top
good.
dog. Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's really good. I like rolling Alex. Definitely gets humbled all the time.
Yeah.
I try to play positions that I can win.
Yeah.
I try to play those games. Sometimes it works out in my favor. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Most of the time.
yeah, like one time I was like, damn, like I almost passed his guard, and you just get bench pressed. I'm like, all right,
Shit. So, all right. So we won the second combat jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Right? So then now you had your third.
Oh, dude, this one was probably the best
one.
Yeah, this had to be the best performance yet of all my jiu-jitsu matches, combat jiu-jitsu matches.
We should give him. So I knew he was fighting because he reminded me. One, he had invited me to Dave & Buster's, and he had told me he was fighting. I think it was that same night. Friday. It was Friday.
Yeah.
We had talked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I tell Karis, I was like, Karis, hey, my boy's fighting. We got to make sure you watch it. We go to class, right? So after class, I pull out my phone, and I'm
8 o'clock.
sitting
You're supposed
there.
to go at 8:08.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
8:08.
did I miss it? Like, now I'm like getting pissed. So we go out to
Check
dinner.
the
I
lineup.
have my phone out, still haven't watched all the fights. And then I'm driving on the freeway, and then your fight comes up. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, well, I'm not calling Karis because I'm not listening to fight.
Yeah.
So I'm driving on the freeway, and I'm having on, and I'm like, oh, bro. And the whole time I'm like, bro, he is slapping the shit out of this guy. Okay.
That's what he called and told me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you slapping
So
the shit out of this.
right
You're
after
like,
I called
"Jeez."
Karis. So all right, now I'll let you go ahead. Tell us about that third fight.
All right, so the third fight, I was. So it was my birthday weekend, actually. So my birthday just passed. I'm 29 now.
Happy belated.
Yeah, thank you. So it was on Friday night. I'm like, okay. It was on Friday night, and at the time, like I still get nervous before every competition, right? So I was like I was talking to my friend. I was like, man, I don't think I want to do this competition. Like, man, I just want to focus on just jiu-jitsu. I don't want to do combat. I just don't want to get hurt, man.
Yeah.
Acting like a little bitch, right? So before every competition, I do the same thing before all of them. I don't know why. It's just something that right before these big moments, like your head starts to play tricks on you.
100. Yep.
That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Your mind starts to
yeah.
play tricks on you. You get you like
mind's a powerful thing, man.
Yeah, man. You got to really be able to be like a mental witness to yourself and like step the fuck back. Like, okay, what are you thinking? And like be able to step out of yourself, if you will, and like, okay, if I choose this option, I know where this ends with me saying that I'm gonna lose. If I think of something else, if I go down this path and I figure out how to win, this is a little bit more favorable. This is what I want.
Right.
So I go into these little bouts where I'm battling with myself. Like, you know what's gonna happen. You might get tired, and that's fine too. When you get tired, you get more focused on your techniques, and I walk myself through these whole things.
Scenario.
I didn't do this before. Right, so let's just go back a little bit to Friday, where I ended up I taught the class at City Boxing at 10:30, and afterwards I went back to my house, and we're just like chilling, hanging out for a little bit. And I got everyone in the car. We finally drive down. It's about 2.5 hour drive. And at this point, we're saying we're gonna arrive about like 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Like, damn, we might not make it on time. So they're calling me like, "Hey, Jairod, where you at? You still gonna show for the event?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on my way. I'm on the highway." It's like, "Where you at?" So I'm like, "I'm about like however so I was at this time like an hour away." I arrive. I get there. We go straight to the back, and I get warmed up. So now it's about like maybe second. Let's say my match supposed to go at 8:02, so it's like maybe 7 o'clock at this point. And I still got to go through the medical. I got to get my heart rate and stuff, all that stuff checked out. So the problem was when I got to the event and I'm walking in there and I'm looking at this shit like, damn, this is
real. Yeah.
This is cool, man.
Yeah.
Like all these people in here. Got fucking Michael Heron here. I know some rich millionaires over here in the front row. It's like, so like
nice couches right
yeah,
over
so
here.
this is the spot, bro. The music was all on live, so this is great. It's a huge, amazing event. So my heart's like just pumping just from the environment. And then I also had a couple Celsius before so I'm like riding down there, my heart rate's like going to the roof. It's like 220, and they were like, "Dude, you got to bring that down a little bit before I'm gonna clear you." So he's like, so I sat down for a little bit, came back, retested. It was still super high. And then I didn't know what the fuck was happening, man. So I'm like, dude, I gotta figure out this whole like heart rate thing. So I go in the back, I start banging out some burpees and start drilling a little bit with my teammate, my friend teammate Gio.
Shout out to Gio.
And ended up was able to bring my heart rate down. So I go there,
Calm down a little bit.
I calmed down a little bit. I put my arm out. We did the test. Boom, I can compete now. And they said, okay, well, we messed around the bracket a little bit, so you're going to be up soon, so just be ready. So I'm like, all right, cool. So at this point, all I've had is about like maybe 150 burpees or 50 burpees at this time and like maybe 10, 15 minutes of a warm-up.
Yeah.
And before then, again, I'm like, oh, I've had 1,000 matches before. This is every single time I eat the same shit. My heart rate starts pounding. I start like overthinking shit. I start getting these challenging thoughts. But like I said, as I started to do this practice of being a mental witness, I was able to control my mind. I think mindset training is super, super huge at any level of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
always got to work on that mind.
Always got to work on the mind, bro.
Thing.
Your mind, if you don't think you can, you won't. Right. You know, and that's true shit. If you don't think you can, you won't. If you don't think you got it in you to do it, then you can't. You gotta have some bit of faith in yourself. Like this book, I was reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Dude, it talks about like faith, like desire, a burning desire to do something, matched with like undoubtable faith, matched with like persistence to keep going, matched with like fucking finding acquiring strategic knowledge. Like if you don't know something, learn something. Mm-hmm. So where I was going with that was the fact that I had to kind of like rekindle my desire, figure out why I'm here. Mm-hmm. Why do I do the things that I do? Why do I compete in jiu-jitsu? Well, I want to compete to like have fun. I think this is a great thing for me to do, like scare myself quite often. Mm-hmm. And I always take myself through the mental walkthrough of like being able to have the exercise of controlling my mind. I feel like our minds we need to practice controlling our minds a little bit more. Like, especially, for example, in the first 30 minutes of the morning, I'm like the most negative motherfucker on planet Earth, bro. Dude, I will pick out the biggest insecurity of somebody. And like, I'm just that kind of, I'm like negative as shit in the morning time. If the pen's supposed to be like this and it's left like that motherfucker, bro. I'm like that. I'm like, man, I don't like you no more. Like, you get on my nerves. Like, I just get so negative. But then right after that, you do a workout, you go for a walk, or you bang out some burpees, and like you just change your state. Mm-hmm. This is called like your flow state. Mm-hmm. You gotta get in like I believe in this shit. Like you gotta get in like the flow state to change your energy, to change your fucking like energy. You gotta change your state. And we're all a bunch of like atoms and shit like that. We're all connected through that weird way to where you just got to change your frequency. How do you change your frequency? You can do that by getting yourself really winded and really tired to get yourself in this flow state to where you only have to focus on one singular thing. And when you have that like huge focus, they call it like deep work and shit, like how people do deep work. This podcast, this is deep work. This is the things that move the needle forward. Is what we want to do. So when I get in this flow state, I get myself tired and I just focus on, okay, cool. What happens? Is this guy going to do this move? Okay, if he does this, what happens here? What do we do in this scenario? If he does this, what do we do in this scenario? And my heart sometimes is like fucking pounding when I'm doing this.
Right.
Because I'm visualizing these scenarios in my head.
Right.
You know, and then I get to a point where sometimes I might get my heart rate might go too fast, and I do my best to control it. Right. So I'll think of something else. So I'll always think about, like, again, going back to being a mental witness. Well, what would fix that? What would stop that? What would counter that? So I think like that. Of course, everyone's got a plan until they get hit in the face.
Right.
Pun intended with combat jiu-jitsu. But like, these are the mental battles that have helped me just have a strong mindset when I'm going through competitions and going through facing challenges of any kind. So I think definitely like silence and then just being able to like even some people do like breath work. Like if you don't got the time, just do like 30
breathe.
Then one of those deep breaths and really strong inhales, strong exhales, and like get into the stuff where you like almost like you start to get like this like fuzziness.
You almost pass out a little bit.
Yeah. Like this real lightheaded feeling, and that gets you in like that flow state. You start to like receive messages from like the universe and shit like that.
No, I completely agree with that too. Just I think look at how we go about life too, right? There's moments in life just get stressful as fuck, and you kind of lose sight of something. You got to kind of just settle down, relax, think your way through things. Don't overreact, right? If you're hot, don't make a decision just yet. Try to read the situation and find out what's the best way, I guess, tactically that you can kind of go about it to get whatever end result that you want. Yeah. So how did that third match go for you?
So walking up to the match, they're saying like, coming out of this corner,
full on announcers and everything.
This guy, they got the whole shebang,
That's
bro.
cool.
And they're like, come out of this corner,
music and
Jairod, Jays, and I'm just like, I love this shit. I'm like, yeah, I love that shit. For me, it's like a bunch of energy. Just give me all the energy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm like charged up, and when I'm out there, I'm like I gotta like tap my legs and stuff, move around because I just can't contain myself sometimes. But I was like, oh, I always do this little pre-match thing. I call it my shimmy shake. If you went to the matches at ADCC, you see before every single one of my matches, before I go out, I go there, I like shake my shoulders and my legs, and I throw my arms out. And just this thing I've been doing since I fucking
since you're a little wrestler.
And it's just my thing for me to be ready. But before this match, I didn't do it. And I was like, oh, shit, I don't have the time because I missed the bounce. Because it's like a whole little ritual. And I do the same thing the same way every single time, like I said. So I'm walking out, and the mat was kind of bouncy. So I was like, if I jump on this thing, I'm going to fucking catapult it. So I was like, I probably should do this shimmy shake thing. So that's also something I'm thinking like right before the match. And then all right, cool, let's do it. I'm like, all right, fuck, let's go.
Yeah.
So boom, we come out. Boom, I'm using my normal hand fighting. I did shake my arms out a little bit. You can see in the video. That was how to get myself loose. But I just knew to get two positions that I can win. Turn it into a wrestling match. He wants to stand up. Okay, cool. Now I use some sort of setup. I got him down to the ground with a snatch single. It's my favorite attack. And then from there, I'm like, I'll just start going to town, fucking smacking him on the face, right?
It's not a smack, that's a hit.
Yeah, it is. That shit hurts, man. And imagine being on the other side of that shit.
Yeah. And then having to move to get out of position.
I don't want to imagine that.
Fuck that, dude. That shit is scary as fuck. Because I tell people, the reason I feel like what motivates me to be good at it and be good at like getting out on the bottom
You
because
don't
that
wanna get
shit's
hit.
scary.
Yeah,
as
you don't want to
shit.
get hit.
You don't want to get hit on the bottom,
Absolutely
man.
not.
Like the way I hit this guy, they had this video. Me and fucking going with this guy. When I hit him in his head, I mean, you had to like have some sort of concussion on that
Right.
shit, bro.
You
Like,
have to have some type of stars or some type of haziness for that
Yeah.
split
that
second.
shit. Hell
Yeah.
no, fuck that.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I am good.
So how you get good at combat, Jay? Just jiu-jitsu is like literally just think about it. This makes jiu-jitsu real. I was telling you before, what makes jiu-jitsu real? Like, what would you do in a real fight? Are you gonna
When you
pull,
get to a certain spot, you're going to hit.
Yeah.
You're not going to try to choke at certain spots.
Right. And are you gonna pull guard in a real fight?
No.
Fuck no,
Yeah,
No.
man.
absolutely not.
Get on the cement pulling guard? No thanks. I'm good.
No way.
I'm
Right?
good.
So
I'm good.
in a real fight, bring them down on the ground. I wouldn't bring someone down on the ground. If I had to, I'd bring them down on the ground. Otherwise, I'm gonna get the fuck away.
Right.
But like if it's a scenario, it's a one-on-one type shit. Get him down on the ground, get on top of him, just beat the shit out of him. So from it with the combat, it's like he's trying to go on to leg locks. I'm like, okay,
Let me hit you.
fucking
Yeah.
boom, boom,
Which
boom,
stops
and
you
then
from trying to grab
that
my leg.
stops
Yeah.
all that shit, and then they you can see the look on people's faces when they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then they get fucking whacked, and they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm
You
not
saw
doing
him try to go for a couple things, and you hit him, and all of a sudden he turtled back
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
and like shelled back
all
up
that shit
Yeah.
changed,
immediately.
bro. You're not
Immediately.
doing that shit
No.
when someone's
No, he
whacking
didn't want to
you
just
in the
open
face,
up.
bro.
He
No.
wanted to close and
Not at all.
shell.
The best thing if someone gets on top of you and they get the whack head wheel on you like that, the only thing you could think about doing is protecting your face. You are a human being
Yeah,
since
you're gonna go like
the
this.
dawn of existence.
Yeah.
You want to either get this guy from doing like that, and what happens? You expose your limbs. Jiu-jitsu as a sport. It was founded as a striking sport, but on the ground. And you have like these 5 main pinning positions like mount, side control, north, south, and from the back. You can really hold your partner down and use your the best positions involve using your legs to hold your partner down, like a knee on belly, a mount, or a back take. Side controls, arguably, but
Body triangle.
the body triangles that's more of a back position. But using your legs to control your partner to free up your hands to beat the hell out of them. So this is where the right back to the beginning of jiu-jitsu started, where combat jiu-jitsu is kind of like bringing that back to where you go on the ground. I'm not fucking trying to do none of that Imanari shit.
Right.
I'm gonna hold
Trying
you
to hit
down.
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you down. I'm gonna pin you, get your arms away from your body. It was some bumps. I was like, the little one hand on the throat.
Right.
It's like smash
Boom.
down like that. Like, dude, you're gonna get yourself fucking killed in
Yeah.
a real fight if you start doing all that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be on top of someone. Like, this is still self-defense first.
Yeah.
All the other moves look cool, but we still want to learn how to do self-defense
Right.
and defend ourselves. That's the reason why we started this shit, right? So I think from that perspective, that's why I take the more real. I think that I take a more realistic approach to combat jiu-jitsu, and that makes it more real for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be next? Like what is next in your, I guess, journey in your career? What's next now?
In jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Okay, in jiu-jitsu, my journey is to, at the end of this year, win a world championship at purple belt.
Pro belt.
Yeah,
IBJJF.
IBJJF.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
I want to get IBJJF championship.
When's that at?
It is
that
in
summertime?
December.
Oh, it's
December.
December.
Yeah,
December.
Nogi's
That's
in
Vegas,
December.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, in Vegas. Yeah. And then you got ADCC trials in East Coast trials in November in Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's cool
Damn.
too.
So you got this year, and this year's an important year for you then.
Yeah,
Big one.
Jeez.
yeah, it's
It's a
cool.
big
The camp for that was gonna start like 3 months out, but yeah, jiu-jitsu's
Dope,
been a really big part of
Dope.
my life.
Yeah, man. Well, I think here for us at the MMA game, we are definitely going to be supporting you.
Hell yeah.
Obviously, you're going to
Yeah.
be teaching me, so I'm stuck with you.
Yeah, dude, hell
Stuck
yeah,
with you?
hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. But now,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was gonna say outside of jiu-jitsu, I typically try to keep it pretty chill. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys like to do outside of jiu-jitsu?
well, soccer is my life, man.
Yeah.
Soccer is my life, so I'm in it.
Soccer and UFC.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Karis, what about you?
Same, pretty much. Now it's jujitsu, but it's work and jujitsu and UFC and whatever else I can fit in during that podcast. Right?
Yeah.
The podcast is great.
Yeah, this
And
is
then
our
family.
little baby.
Yeah.
And then obviously family does play a big. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
the one behind the scenes that keeps us all sane. It's going to be our
the
family.
family,
Yeah,
100%.
because without that, I definitely wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
Definitely wouldn't be here.
100%.
But yeah, And then I guess, would you want to tell anybody where they can follow you, find you, any, or your Instagram? What's the Instagram
so I'm on
handle?
Instagram, Jairod.James. I'm on LinkedIn, Jairod James. My LinkedIn account is like where I'll do all the business stuff at.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah,
There you go.
and
Are you a TikTok guy?
no,
Me neither.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn? Okay.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
Facebook?
I should make Facebook more, but like I don't do much on Facebook. I do most of my like scrolling on Instagram, obviously,
Yeah.
but I like Twitter and LinkedIn. Those are two really good platforms
X
that
these
I.
days.
Well, yeah, X.
So
Yeah,
it's always gonna be Twitter. It's always gonna be Twitter.
Yeah, I can't say it.
You know,
It's
X.
just
Wait,
so used to saying
X
Twitter.
what? Twitter. Oh, okay. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
yeah. For the things that I want to do, Twitter and X and LinkedIn are like the best
The main
platforms.
two.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, we'll definitely make sure and tag you, obviously, when we upload it.
Mhm.
We'll put out your Twitter handle so that everybody can follow you and
Instagram. Too.
and Instagram, right? So again, like, follow, subscribe. Make sure you follow my boy. Make sure. Other than that, Karis, you want to say anything else?
No, it was a good interview today. I like this one. This one was
this
fun.
good. You want to say anything?
It was nice getting into all the jiu-jitsu stuff. Dude. That's
You
good
want to say
shit.
anything in closing?
Oh man, I guess I would say be your most authentic self and just continue on to figure out how to create and learn more. Those are the two things that have really made me feel like whole and feel better, from a mental health standpoint, from like just an overall physical health standpoint. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Always we have two jobs here to create and to learn, and when we're doing things like that, our energy is the highest, where we feel the best.
Yeah, spot on. Well, guys, I hope you liked that episode here at the MMA Game. We are out.